Hi ho, good neighbors. What's going on? I am pumped. It's been crazy. First of all, it's been a great evening. I got to go to my daughter, my 10-year-old's concert. She was in chorus and orchestra, and she just rocked it. And I'm so proud of her. And I yelled out, "Yeah, Melanie!" And she gave me the stare of death because I embarrassed her. But anyway, um, that was awesome. Home in time to launch. It didn't look good. Kickstarter was taking a long time for whatever reason. They said they were backed up, and they came through and they approved the campaign after a long time, literally about 3 hours ago or 4 hours ago. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. Peter, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Angel, how are you? Angel, if you want to stop on the show, I meant to send you a message. I forgot. I'm sorry. You're welcome to come on. We'll talk about your cover. Gerald, what's going on? Drop your links to your shows and your pages and everything, guys. All of you. Flavio, thanks for always coming out to the show. How you doing? I hope everybody shows up and comes in here. Share this out because I'm excited. It's Tragedy Chapter 3. We are moving along. It's a 36-page full-color book. It is going live shortly on Kickstarter, and I hope we have a strong, strong, strong outing. I do want to shout out Billy Tucci. He's a friend of mine. He's a great guy. He doesn't need my promotion, obviously, because he's Billy Tucci and she is amazing. But she launched at 8 o'clock. So the two badass women of comics are launching tonight, brother. That's it. That's right. We have some really cool guests tonight. Cover artists, part of the creative team. Ricardo Silva, unfortunately, at the last minute, could not make it tonight, so he won't be here. But we've got Jason Meadows, who's part of the creative team as the letterer. Awesome dude. Raphael, what's going on? There's a lot of people that have been part of this, and I want to say thank you to them. And we will. We're going to get to everything. I'm just giving a chance for people to get in the room. Um, and I got to say, I'm so freaking pumped, man. I'm excited. Russ Cassidy coming in sharp, helping me finish the page, doing all the graphics. Maura Marie Powers really came in and helped out as well, trade dressing all the covers. Andy Lee doing the trailer, which we're going to show you tonight. And I just want to say, I'm gonna probably get the credit for everything, but I shouldn't. The only thing I should get credit for is I'm smart enough to surround myself with professional, talented people, and you're gonna see a lot of them here tonight. So I just want to say thank you to that. Um, Please share this out, guys. I'm gonna share it out now, and then we're gonna launch, and then we're gonna go into talking about the covers and showing the covers, and talk to some of the artists, and show you just how talented they are, and you're gonna look at these artists and say, "Damn it, I need to hire them for my book." I'm telling you, phenomenal talent. I have the great privilege and honor of working with, and I can't wait to show you. I'm gonna share this out to 6 billion people right now. I'm kidding. I wish. Um. Anyway, all of the I'm in like 30 pages. I'm gonna share this out, and I ask you guys, please, please share this out. I look, everybody works hard on the Kickstarter. So when I say I work hard, I'm not implying I work hard on anybody else, but I work hard. I bust my ass, and I put all I have into this book. So if you could please help this grow and share this out to everybody, I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you can't pledge, share. If you can't pledge, comment. If you can't pledge, hit a like button. Anything, please. Just get this out there, and I am forever and eternally grateful to you. Um, anyway, just sharing these out, and then we're gonna get to it. Okay, so please, guys, don't leave. Bear with me. Stick around. Um, don't don't run on me. Don't go, please. Don't go. We got some cool guests. I'm gonna pull some people on right now while I'm sharing it. First, we've got the letter book, hard working dude, amazing to work with, friend, top notch professional, and he's an awesome guy. I can't say nothing else but that. Jason Meadows, what's up, boss?
How's it going?
How are you?
Good. Are you ready? You ready to do this?
I am freaking ready. And here is Melanie Grace Russert. She is the star of the evening. Orchestra concert on cello, chorus. Don't you hide. Be proud. You are awesome today, baby. I'm so proud of you, my little kitten. Why are you hiding? You're so silly. What are you doing? Now she's crawling out of here. I have that effect on women. Anyway, next we've got John Ottinger, the creator of Dewey Oars, and one of the honestly most talented people I've ever met.
Hi. Chewbacca says hi.
And we have extremely talented artist, painter, pencils, everything, Sean Carlson.
How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much, Phil, for that very generous intro. Your check is in the mail.
Yeah. I met Sean at a show, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
You know what?
2018.
Everything before COVID is just sort of a a blur. So in the before times, yeah.
Well, I met you at that show, and you had a Wolverine banner behind you that you drew, and I really liked it, and I was like, oh, this guy's a talent. I could see it right away.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
And I just have to say that ever since then, we've become friends, and I really love your work. And the cover that we're going to show tonight is amazing.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that.
And Sean did something on the cover that may be subtle to you, but to me, it popped out right away, and we'll talk about that. It was just awesome. And this is Little Bear. You come in like a bull in a china shop, and then you come out with this quiet hi. What is that? There you go. That's my girl.
More like it.
I don't know what's coming for you in your sleep, huh?
Get out of here. You say hello to everybody there.
Hi.
So, guys, stick around. Please don't leave. Be patient. I know people have a short attention span these days, but you're going to want to hang out. Check out what Tragedy is all about. We're getting into this, man. This book is really where things start to move. Like, people, are saying great things about book 1 and 2. See you, baby. But the end of book 1 was shocking. You're now going to find out what goes on from the end of that book 1, because I did a little thing that people love and hate me for at the same time in book 2, which we'll tell you in a minute. We got comments in here we're going to go through. Brittany Rose, not only surrounding yourself with talent, but you got talent yourself. You wrote 3 books faster than anyone, man. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Greg Johnston said, run away. I don't know what you're referring to, because unfortunately, when you made the comment, I wasn't paying attention. Raphael said, yay. John Ottinger, woo. Greg said, look at all that talent. Raphael, Little Bear, that's right. She's my little bear. And Greg Johnston, Sean's Wolverine piece I have is a favorite. Yeah, man. If you don't know John and Sean's art, you should check it out. And if you don't know Jason Meadows' book, Jason, tell us.
My book is Tales from Nearsville. I'm still working on my 3 issues for the upcoming campaign. I've got 6 issues out so far. I do 3 at a time, and I like to think they're good books, funny and entertaining at a really good value. Just superhero fun. I describe it as Astro City circa Eclipse Comics.
Listen, I read the first 3 issues, and I have the other 3 stuff to read, but they were awesome. Cleverly written, well illustrated, well written, good plot twists, ironies, really good stuff. It really is. I really recommend it. And you all know me. I won't recommend anything hard that I don't believe in, and I believe in his book. Hey, Charles, what's going on? How are you? Angel, what's going on? Do you want me to send you a link, Angel? Kevin Stewart, until Greg gets my Batman piece. Oh, wow. Kevin's already fighting against you, Sean. All right. So, also, we got a debut. Alex Sinclair's colors on the cover came in today. I'm going to be showing you that. That's awesome. And we're getting into the page. We're going to start right now by launching. Except what happened? Oh, all right. They're still talking to us. You guys are killing me. Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Okay. We are going to launch right now. And I'm going to share it on the page. All right. Now what do I got to do? All right. There you go.
Should we have a little countdown? Yeah, or a
countdown
or something? Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We are live.
3, 2, 1, then we're live.
We are live. Why is this showing on the side? Oh, that's mine. That's why. All right. So.
All right.
Listen, this is a labor of love. I know that everybody, obviously, there's so many creatives out there. They're writing and working hard at their books, and they're busting their ass, and they deserve your support and love. But tonight we're talking tragedy, and here's the deal. This is the third issue. I have 22 scripts written. Okay, this is an ongoing series, and I could not be putting any more passion into this. I really mean this. We got a bag already. Look at that. Imagine the Boondock Saints meets Big Trouble in Little China, and you're only touching the surface of how fun and wild this book is. Listen, if you want characters that you can relate to, you want villains that you can hate to love and love to hate. If you want metahumans and crime bosses and martial arts and assassins and mysticism and Asian Chinese culture and all this stuff, man, this book is for you, and I'm dead serious. The artwork and the colors are top notch. The lettering, I mean, guys like Jason make the and Ricardo and Chris Sotomayor make the book fantastic. If you love covers, we have a million covers. We're going to go into them. We're going to go into the story shortly, but first and foremost, I want to show off the trailer. We're going to show the trailer, guys, and then we're going to talk about the covers that John and Sean did, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me know if you don't hear the sound. Let me know. Trailer by Andy Lee. All right, so there's the trailer, guys.
Woo! Very cool.
Yeah, let's do this.
Awesome.
Andy Lee is amazing. So as you saw, I mean, I'm sorry, but we're on book 3, so if that spoils it for you, you should have jumped on the bandwagon over a year ago. I'm sorry, guys. But look, our protagonist fighting Breath of the Dragon, he's an unbeatable opponent, except for the cat that's got their butt in Jason's face.
Sorry. I didn't realize I was on the screen.
You're not. I see you, though.
Oh.
Anyway, you see what happens at the end of book 1. It shocked everybody, right? Book 2, you don't even know what the heck happens because she's not in the book until the last page. And I enjoyed doing that to the reader. I'm sorry, call it my sadistic side. But I wanted to flesh out some characters because there are no wasted characters in my book. So I want to get into it more. Sorry, hang on. But I have children at my feet, literally trying to get my attention. So hang on one second because this is... all right. Say goodnight. Come here. Come on. Say goodnight. I love you. Sweet girl, sweet dreams. God bless. Congratulations. You were awesome tonight. I'm very proud of you, my superstar. Good night, Bear. I love you. Sleep well, sweet dreams. God bless. Say goodnight to everybody.
Good night. do not know what's coming for you in your sleep.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You nut. We have another person here, James Avila. He is another cover artist, very talented guy. My daughters love to call him Anakin Skywalker. That's how they know you, man.
Perfect timing for May 4th.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And if you need anybody to climb a wall for you, James is your man. Anyway, thank you, Raphael, for dropping that. So, listen, I want to thank everybody who's here today and your contributions to the book. And we're gonna go down the Kickstarter. So I apologize, but I'm gonna put this full screen so they can see your art and everything. So this beautiful logo and everything was done by Rob Powers. Did the font, and then his wife Maura just took it to the next level with the 3D and the ballerina, and it's just freaking incredible. We got the story here. If you go to the page, you can go read it and check it out. And we've got our creative team. And I give everybody credit. Everybody deserves credit for what they do. The list of artists. We got some interior pages. I just had someone message me today that read the first 2 books for the first time. And they gave me glowing reviews. And I have to tell you, it's very humbling as a new writer to keep hearing all these people say how well it's written. And especially some professionals in the industry. Oh, Maura's here. We were just talking about you. Hi, Maura. Thanks again for helping bail me out, get this Kickstarter done, all the trade dresses. Guys, every one of you that's a cover artist here, you can thank Maura for the trade dress she put on your book. Andrew Dodge, what's going on? How are you? Thank you for backing every time and supporting, Andrew. I really appreciate it. I swear to God I do. And you always back very generously. Thank you. Nicholas's gear is here, and we're going to talk about Nicholas's campaign because we have a crossover cover. But anyway, this is Deirdre. This is Tragedy's adoptive mother. That's Seamus, her adoptive father. He is a sociopath. Thank you, Peter. Tragedy, have you ever met anybody that was in a relationship that they knew they deserved better, but they still want and need the love and respect of that person that is abusing the hell out of them as Jason raises his hand? And it's this vicious cycle, right? Because the more you chase after the love and affection, the less they give it, the more you want it, and the more you hate yourself because you know you deserve better, right? Or because maybe you don't think you deserve better. Well, she faces this with Seamus, and she's doing work as an assassin for him, and she doesn't want this life. And we're all struggling with that life, right? Sometimes we wake up in the morning and we just want to curl back up and get back into bed and not face the day. Well, our strength is that we get up and do it anyway, and that's where her strength is. And as you can see by that trailer, no, she doesn't win every fight. But you know what? She's still in the fight. And that's the point. So we're going to find out in this book how the Breath of the Dragon is actually connected to Tragedy. He is not a villain, but he was the opponent, her adversary of book 1. And we're going to delve into that further. This is Joe and Tony. These are actually favorites of everybody who reads the book because they're humorous and they're the villains that you hate the fact that you love them. They're the likable villains. So that's that. We've got stretch goals, of course, prints by Manu Silva, Ben Jukal. We've got stickers. Frank Lasik did a mini print. Adam Garwood did a print. And then we have a new chibi of Tony by Rob Powers. Anyway, I don't know if we're going to reach 12 grand. That would be wonderful. Anyway, we got blank sketch covers. I'm going to tell this now. If you're a fan of art, you get one. You get your artist to draw whatever you want on it. If you're an artist, we have a bundle where you get $2 off. You buy 5, you get $2 off. You buy them for $8 each. You draw a $60, $80, $120 thing. You make a big profit. You're happy. The customer's happy. Blank sketch covers are awesome. And yes, I make sure the paper is good for artists. It doesn't bleed. It's not too coarse. It's also good for markers and pencil and everything else. Here we have our studio cover. Ricardo didn't have time. He couldn't do a studio cover. We've got a cat in Jason's camera. That is awesome.
Killing me.
Look. So this is the studio cover by Kevin Stewart. who's an amazing artist, and Mato Zapata colors. And Mato did the spotlight and, obviously the colors, and the two of them just made a fantastic team. And kudos, man. Beautiful cover. I love this cover because they're fighting so fiercely. They're going right off the side of the building without a care. And that's how intense I wanted that fight in book 1 to be, where it was just all out brawl, and in book 2, you discover the power that Breath of the Dragon has and why he's unbeatable. And I can spoil it since it's issue 3 now, I guess. Anyway, Mike DeBalfo, if you don't know Mike, he's phenomenal. He's one of the biggest indie artists in the industry. He's worked for Zenoscope and Aspen and a bunch of things, and he draws women like nobody's business. Colors by February Ferdian, amazing. Now, February, normally Una Moss, who's amazing, does Mike's covers. He doesn't do inks. He likes coloring over pencils. And that means you have to be a colorist that can do some really soft colors, right? Soft texturing and rendering. So February, I saw his work. I reached out to him, and he did a test run for me, and he passed with flying colors, and this is what we got, and it's just beautiful. Joe Tolliver, what's going on? How are you? Drop your links to your shows and Comics Cast, my friend. Kenny Calderon. Yeah, I'll bring the sketch covers to Heroes Con, my friend. Kenny Calderon, drop your links. Steph Wilson's here. Yeah, whatever, it's Steph Wilson. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I love Steph. She's a cool chick. Never mind. Steph's a guy. This is new. I just 30 minutes ago, Alex Sinclair turned in the colors. Alex Sinclair is known famously for coloring all of Jim Lee's work. He also does Superman, with Ivan Reis and Joe Prado. And this just came in, and my God. So the artist is Arseny Kolyasnikov. He's from Russia. He's known as S.Souljacker on Instagram. He's an amazing artist. Scott Hanna inked this, the great Scott Hanna, and Alex Sinclair colored it. I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. Yeah, no pun, but the colors are hot. That's true. Can I just pay for years of books now? Tired of having to pay for each campaign. So this is awesome. Because I just got it 30 minutes ago, I didn't get a chance to send it to Maura to trade dress. Maura, I'm going to have to forward that to you, please. Thank you. Oh, here we go. All right, Steph Wilson. If you don't like backgrounds, he's your man because he never freaking does a background, but that's okay. Carrie Ann, of course, did the colors to make his pencils look presentable. And Steph's got a cover for every issue. If you want to, pick up the other issues and get the trifecta, the hat trick of Steph covers, let me know. Now that's a cover. Look at Steph Wilson. Yeah, Will, the colors were intense, weren't they? So here's a Steph Wilson, and I have to say Steph has a very loyal support system and fan base. So he's always a top seller. If you want him on your campaign, trust me when I tell you, he helps promote and he obviously brings backers. So he's a no-brainer. Sean Carlson, who is with us.
Hey.
So let's look at this cover. Now, I'm going to ask you your mindset in coming up with the composition and everything, but the first thing that came to my attention when I saw this, I mean, the composition is amazing, especially if you know the story. She has an athletic build. I mean, this is a woman that is in top peak physical condition. And he drew her with an athletic build, feminine but broad shoulders, right? And it stood out to me right away that this is an athlete here that I'm looking at. And then you look at the composition where she's got her back to the stage as the ballerina and she's putting on the mask. So walk me through this, man. I commissioned you. I sought you out. I said, hey, could you do a cover? And walk me through your thought process.
You know what? I guess it sounds like a bit of a cliche, but particularly where it left off in issue 1 and that long gap that you tortured us with in issue 2, where we don't know what happens to her, that I guess that sort of sense of mystery was kind of my starting point. Obviously, knowing the backstory of the character, I love that sort of that dichotomy with, you know, she wanted to be the ballet dancer as sort of the life that she could have had. Also equally athletic and physical, but you know, like I said, the life that she could have had. So I knew I wanted both of those elements in there, and her sort of, I guess, almost like mournful of
Yes.
you know, in a sense of this is what I could have wanted, but this is where I landed in life, and you know, all right, then let's put on the mask and go to work, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? You captured that, and that's exactly what I got from it. Turning her back on the life she had, and look at her face.
Thank you.
She's
Yeah,
going to work, and she doesn't want to go. You know, beautiful, beautiful cover.
thank you, man.
Phil, and
And
with
this
the
is
way
painted.
with the way you wrote it, it's two very distinct aspects of her life. Because when we see her there at the ballet, she's with her real father, versus everything that's happening in the book is with her stepfather. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I like the contrast there between the two lives. When we see her with her father, and hopefully I'm not spoiling anything, but this was
No,
book
it's
one.
fine.
You know, you can see a girl that's, you know, full of life and full of hope and has her whole
Right.
life ahead of her, contrasted by what we're seeing in her current life.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. It's always nice when people get it. You know, you never know as a writer if you're being too subtle or too bludgeoning over the head, and it's great when people get the subtleties. You know, John Kotsis, what's going on? Drop your links to everything you're doing. New Wave included, my friend. New Wave is a new publishing company, and John Kotsis is the man to reach out about. They're making waves and working hard for indie people. Angel said Grace would whoop anyone's ass. Now, here's a funny thing, real quick, with Angel, who's got a cover on here. Philip Subtle. Yeah, exactly, Steph. Angel, thank you. Angel read the book and he loved it right away. I mean, he said it was just John Wick kind of action at the start, and he just was so enthralled by it that he gave me a cover that knocked my socks off and became a cover for book 2. So it's always wonderful to hear people rave because you're pouring your soul out. You know, you're really, you guys know as artists, you're putting something out there and you're exposing yourself and making yourself very vulnerable to critique. And the world is not nice, you know, and whether you're good or not, there's always someone looking to knock you down. So when you get that positive feedback, it's not that it feeds my ego. I think it eases my anxiety. You know, it's like, oh, good, it wasn't so bad. Thank you.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that too, Phil.
You know, and like James, you have your own series, which we'll talk about, you know, a little down the road, of course.
Mhm.
So, you know, you're a writer creator as well. John Ottinger with the Dweors. I mean, you know, and Jason's writing his books. Sean, you're the only one. Come on, man, write a book. Let's go.
Slacker.
Listen. I got a hard enough time making the paintings look good. I don't know if I can do writing too.
Yeah, I don't think it's hard for you to make paintings look good, but that's just me. Anvu is going to be on later, and we'll talk about this more, but I love this cover. Russ Cassidy colored it. I call it the Puppet Master, and it's basically symbolic of her adoptive father and his control over her, and how she's not leading her own life; she's leading the life he forced upon her. So that's just cool. Yeah, Greg Johnston said John and the Dweors are awesome, and they really are. John is an ultra talent. I mean, the guy can do so many things. And he's also one of the sweetest, nicest guys in the world. I have nothing but the utmost love and respect for John Ottinger. And when you see his cover, you can be like, wow, that is so beautiful. So we're going to get back to this Anvu cover because she's going to be on a little later, and we'll talk about that. And here we go, John Ottinger. Now, is it okay if I mention your kindness, John?
You can do, it's your show, Phil. You can do anything you would like.
All right.
I'm here to help.
John is stubborn in such a kind way, it's unbelievable. So John did this for the cover contest. Oh, he put the wrong one up. He put the wrong. I didn't want the blue trade dress. Oh, we got to change that. Anyway, John did this for the cover contest for book 1, and I loved it. But I can only pick one contest winner. So what I did was I had a lot of people that I asked to be covers down the road because they deserved to win. There were just so many good covers. I couldn't, it was very hard for me. But I pay you at the time that I use the cover, and John will not take payment. I keep trying to force it on him, and he won't take it. He's just giving it to me to support the cause, and I really wish he would take money. But anyway, John is very kind, and the gothic portrayal of her here, but at the same time, the ballet move, the fluidity of her gesture here was captivating to me. And then the colors, it's haunting and yet poetic. Does that make sense? Anybody? So tell me about your thought process, John, when you were coming up with a cover concept.
Well, I hadn't read the story, and I didn't know if we were allowed to get it, and I kind of clicked into shy mode. So I based it off the comments that I heard you talking about on your shows.
That's phenomenal.
Watching about the character, about the dance, and just the name. And so I just visualized that horrible internal tragedy that she has, and so I try to express that. And so I have a little artist model. It's a guy, and so I moved it around and kept playing with it, trying to match what I visualize and photograph that, and just built it off there. And it's just kind of dreamlike, and you're in between the dream and reality, and you're not where you want to be, but trying to get
out. If you're
out.
not reading the book, that's amazing, especially. By the way, real quick, Greg, can you do me a favor? Can you take John Ottinger's Facebook page and put that link to his page in the chat, and let people know when they can see his live drawing on Sundays? You or Raphael, I'd appreciate it. So this was amazing. Again, people will give me credit for tragedy, but the credit should be that I'm smart enough to pick an amazing creative team around me. Because at the end of the day, I always feel art brings in the reader, writing keeps the reader, right? I mean, because you don't know anything about the writing in that book. All you know is that cover is like, oh, that looks interesting. So the art grabs the reader. So you guys are bringing the interest in, and then it's my job to keep it, So hopefully I can do that for chapter 3. But your art is stunning, as always, John and Sean. And I've heard from many people that this batch of covers is the best yet, and people they're like, I don't know which one to get. So kudos to you guys. I want to get into this because this is an interesting story. Ray Acevedo was an artist who threw the cover in for Book 1's contest as well. Now, that's Ray Acevedo's Tragedy, and it's kind of got like a J. Scott Campbell feel. I really love it. It's one of my favorites in visions of her. And he put a city background, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I have a lot of city backgrounds. Is there any chance we could do something else? And he was like, sure, because Ray has no ego. And Mato Zapata came up with that idea, and Mato is the colorist. So Ray said, look, if he wants to do that, go for it. And I was like, are you sure? Because he's like, no, I'm fine with that. So if you look at it closely on this cover, and I love this cover, again, Ray Acevedo did an amazing job on Tragedy. It's a bullseye. And in the you got the newspaper, Mob Wars on the one. On the other, what is it? Sepia, I guess, the color? I'm colorblind, so I don't know. But it's a theater. Look, those are the seats. Those are the curtains. That's a theater. And I just thought it was really cool. It had so much composition and everything. The theater, the mob boss crime paper, and the bullseye on her. And then Ray has her. I don't know the name of the move, but you know when a ballerina jumps up and crosses her feet with toes down? Well, that's what she's doing with the sword and the mask. So just brilliant. And then Mora's trade dress just adds to it. It's just a beautiful cover. I love that cover. Here we have the team of Marco Carrillo, inks by Gary Giraud, and colors by Antonio Diaz. Gary's a great guy. He's become a good friend on Facebook. I hope to meet him in person soon at Baltimore. And Antonio did a great job in these colors, and I just thought this was an awesome looking cover. You know, the city in the background with the red lighting, it kind of attaches her to the surroundings, you know, because the issue, most of the book, I mean, a lot of the book takes place in Manhattan, but also a lot of it takes place in Asia and China. But this is just a great feel to this, and I really liked it a lot. And I was like, hey, let's make it a cover. So kudos to that team of talent. We'll skip that next one because, you know, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. So, James Avila.
So I'm out.
Now, this was a cover contest entry for the first one, too, and it deserved the win. There was no doubt in my mind when I saw it, it was going to be a cover. I mean, you can't ever, ever overlook the superhero landing pose. That is just freaking phenomenal. The breath of the dragon and the detail on his mask in the background with the city. Again, the composition, just awesome. So run us through, James, you know, what your thoughts were when I asked you to do, you know, when you looked to do a cover for the contest and you were coming up with a concept.
So it's funny, like I was in a similar situation to John when he had spoke about his, because since this was for the first issue,
book.
Yeah, I wasn't really too familiar with what the story was aside from just like the little kind of beats and cues.
Synopsis I sent you, yeah.
Yeah. So like I knew that she was like the dancer, ballerina type of thing. I knew the other character, Breath of the Dragon, was you know, a person. So in the dragon mask and everything like that. So I did want to show off some acrobatics and then just have fun with the character design itself, with the you know, with the long hair, with the blade on the end of it, and the dragon mask itself with all the details in the scales and everything like that. So I wanted to do something that almost like introduces you to this character and just like a little bit of their like agility and acrobatics, and then the mystery behind the main villain. Because when I saw that character at first, not knowing the background, the design itself kind of like intrigued me a lot. And like, I was like, oh, who is this person? So in my cover, like I wanted to do that too, almost like, you know, with these white blank eyes, like who is this person?
And that's the first thing that that's the first thing that drew me in, is that you can see it's a face behind a mask, but it's so mysterious with just the white eyes, and I loved that because yeah, man, that's it. You know, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just super fun to do, you know, super fun to like try out. Like when I saw those designs, like instantly the artist in me was like, oh, I gotta try to draw it, you know, and do my take on what you had presented, you know.
You know, I don't mean this to be braggadocious on any level, but there's people. It never shows me that the other people came in. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to sound braggadocious, but I do all the character designs. They're all mine, and being that I can't draw worth a damn, I'm kind of proud of them. I think they're pretty cool, and I guess if I should, right? Because if I don't, what the hell am I doing? But I get a lot of compliments on the character designs, and it really is flattering to me, and I appreciate it. Angel said James Avila is awesome, and you killed it, man.
What's up, Angel? Good to see you, man.
Joe Tolliver says he loves all the covers. Kevin Stewart, just so you know, was going to be on soon. He did the it's in his profile, is the main studio cover. He still has this Killer Aid campaign going on. If you like horror pins, really talented guy. Go check them out. There's the link. I did. You should. And he ships fast too, and he's professional. And you know, he's got 20 kids to feed, so take care of him. Kenny and Kevin, just bear with us a minute, and I'll bring you on, okay? All right, here we got Angel Manuel Lopez, also known as Son of a Saint. He is in the chat. Didn't want a link to come on, but he did a digital cover for the first one. He did a digital cover for this one. As you know, she got stabbed, fell off the roof, and he did the follow up. And it's like a movie poster to me. It just has that movie trailer thing. Now, Angel's not on to give us his thought process, but if you want to type it in, I guess, and let us know, or I can drop you a link and you can come in. It's up to you, bud. But this was awesome. I appreciate Angel. The guy's got a heart of gold and a work ethic. Actually, Kenny Calderon's going to come on soon, and the two of them, man, their work ethic is just incredible. They're hungry, hungry, hungry. These dudes are hungry. All right, Angel's going to jump on real quick because I want to talk about his cover real quick. We spelled Carrie Ann wrong? I spelled it the right way. What happened? All right, I'm going to check. Someone got mad at me because I spelled Carrie Ann wrong, but I could swear I spelled it right. I know it's Kerryanne. Is it on the graphics? I'll find out. All right. So anyway, my apologies, Carrie Ann. I spelled it right everywhere else. Apparently, it was spelled wrong in one spot. We will fix that. Wow, I can't believe somebody got so mad about that. That's pretty funny. Okay. So, Angel, I sent you the StreamYard. Let me look up real quick. Now that's bothering me because I hate to do that to people. I don't understand. Carrie Ann spelled right. That's how you spell it. I'm confused. Was it spelled wrong somewhere else? Sorry, guys. Hang on, because that's important to me. No, it's spelled right there, too. Don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't know. Someone private messaged me and said I spelled it wrong, but it's spelled right. Am I wrong? Am I going crazy? Let me double check here.
That's always an option.
It was spelled wrong in the what do you call it? All right, you know what? I got to fix that real quick before somebody pledges on it. So I'm going to take this off screen for a minute. I'm going to bring on Kenny and everybody else. All right, you know what? Angel's here. Angel Manuel Lopez, Kevin Stewart, and Kenny Calderon, fellas. While I edit this real quick, Angel, walk us through your thought process, buddy.
What's going on, everybody? First of all, thank you, Phil, for giving me the opportunity to get on this second cover now for Tragedy. It's quite an honor to be amongst a lot of these amazing artists here. The cover itself, we got so left in the dark, right? At the end of issue 1, going into, after issue 2, you don't really know what happens to Grace, right? You kind of get left with this, Grace is in an alley somewhere, and that's it. And then it just kind of fades off into issue 2. So you have no idea what happens to Grace throughout issue 2. And if you guys don't know, haven't read it yet, it's going to be some spoilers in this, but I just wanted to touch on, if we're going into issue 3 and we're going to start touching on Grace's comeback, I really wanted to show what it would look like from her perspective, kind of, for the cover. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. A lot of my experience is in doing a lot of like character concepts for like movies and stuff like that. So I definitely wanted to give it that kind of feel.
Very cool. Yeah, I think it looks like a movie poster. Came out great. So to address this situation, Carrie Ann's name is spelled correctly on the page, but in the tier it was spelled incorrectly, and I am sincerely apologetic. But being that someone already backed that cover, I can no longer edit and change to the proper spelling. So my apologies to Carrie Ann. Like I said, I spelled it correctly everywhere else, except for some reason I typoed in the tier. As you can see, on here it is spelled correctly, Carrie Ann, and I screwed up over here. So my apologies. That matters to me because I don't like doing that to people. Anyway, hopefully Carrie Ann won't kill me. She's very sweet, so I think I'm safe, but still. All right. I'm gonna pull on Vu. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are
Now,
you
Aloha.
guys? I'm good.
um, before we get to Kenny and Kevin, here's your cover. I was mentioning it briefly before, but I wanted to wait until you came on. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Walk me through your thoughts on doing this cover.
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, sorry. So when I first saw Phil posted about tragedy, I was intrigued. So I decided to just draw my impression of it. He was so kind to send me some uh, infos on like what the story is about. So I took what I knew and I came up with a cover. And then that was the one I hand painted. And then at the same time, I back issue one, read it, and then drew up another cover. So that second cover is what I came up with in perspective to after reading issue one. And uh, I found out later on he had the little contest for the cover, so I just tossed it in there, and it was just for fun. Like it was fun for me to practice, and it was a lovely story that I wanted to back and support myself. So I just threw that in there. But with after reading issue one, to me clearly, Grace is such a strong woman or like a young woman of a character that it's not overly sexualized or in any way. It was a very relatable woman for someone even myself at my age to work with. And um, clearly she's a strong girl, went through a lot of hardship, and just like any of us human needed that love, but she gets gaslighted, all of that. And even though you have all this power, but if you don't have the free will of your own, it's very frustrating. And I related to that frustration, so that came about in this cover where I had her, in her glorious armor and outfit and her mask that she hides behind, and then just these hands in the dark that is controlling her, all these strings that you don't really see. And it's just symbolic in that way. So that's how I came about with that. And of course, we had Russ Cassidy on the color on that. So thank you, Russ, for bringing it to life. So yeah.
Hi, Riley. Yeah, I love this cover. I love the symbolism, and I have to be honest. Of all the people that have read the book, when An gave me uh, her, I guess, review, but just speaking to me, like she really got it. I mean, you got exactly what I was trying to portray with the character and what I was trying to do. I mean, you got it so well that I was so flattered that like, wow, she gets it. And you actually articulated it in such a wonderful way, better than I do. I gotta hire you for PR, like Jason said it. But yeah, I love that cover. I mean, it's intense. It this what's great about this cover? It can be used for any issue. I mean, any issue it relates. It's just you really got the character, you understand, and I'm grateful to you for putting this in the contest. And I'm going to tell you now, Alex Sarabia won the contest, but Anvu and Alex were tied, and so actually the three ties, two of them are here, Kenny, On, and Alex. The three covers is like, oh man, how am I supposed to choose? I mean, these are killer. Um, so I thought On works for any cover, where Alex worked perfectly for book two because she's falling off a building. So I had to do that. And then Kenny, I was like, hey, you know what? He's got all four characters, which he was going to be in book two. So he did that. And he had a. No, yes, you weren't in that contest. So it wasn't Kenny in the second one. You were in the first one.
I was in the first.
Yeah,
and,
no, it wasn't you. It was somebody
the
else.
third one.
It was
Was
somebody
it the
else.
third
Who
one?
was the
It
third
was the third one.
Yeah, and you're going to be a cover, of course. There was somebody else who was.
I'm gonna hop off real quick, fellas. I gotta get back to work, but it's an absolute honor, complete honor, being on this with the rest of you guys. I am very grateful. I'm eternally grateful. Phil, thank you so much, man. I
Don't leave
appreciate
yet.
you beyond
Shout
words.
out. Tell us what you got going on. Plug yourself.
So right now I'm working on a couple of other comic book covers for some other titles. I got Origin of Zoe coming up. I've got Chronicles coming up. I am a part of a trading card series right now called the Creatives TCP, where it's 58 artists from around the world doing stylistic styles of art for trading cards. I've got a movie poster that's going to be released on the Tubi streaming service sometime this summer called Trust. There's a lot of stuff in the works I still can't talk about, but that in a nutshell is what I can't talk about. So that's about it.
Congrats on
Nice.
that.
That's awesome, man.
Very nice, man.
Thank
Cool.
you so much. Thank you so much,
Angel,
gentlemen.
drop your links in the chat, bud.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll be definitely lurking. I'll be in the box commenting. I love all of you guys' stuff. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, man. Get back to
Good,
work.
man. Thank you.
Take
for
care,
the
brother.
cover.
See you later.
Thanks, man. Be good.
Phil, one of the things
that's-
I think is really cool is the covers that people came up with, having never read that first issue or the second issue.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the covers that people came up with, just based on whatever your synopsis was, and just seeing the character and how it,
Well-
inspired them.
Well, I mean, you look at what John Ottinger and James Avila did, and Kevin, without knowing book one, and Kenny. I mean, Kenny dug deep and asked me for stuff, but I can only give him so much without spoiling stuff, And again, it's top-notch talent. I mean, that's what it's about. And I would encourage anybody who's watching right now, if you're looking to get a book started or you want to get a cover or whatever, do it. Oh, Alex Sinclair's here. Why is it popping up? Come on. There we go. Alex, the great Alex Sinclair, quite possibly the best colorist and top colorist ever in comics. Is I don't know what's going on here. Here we go. Thanks so much, Alex. Listen, guys, Alex, as you know, works Marvel DC. This is a pro's pro. He works with Jim Lee and Ivan Reis and Joe Prado and all these big names. And he was kind to fit me in and treat me with the same respect he would Marvel and DC. And that says a lot about Alex's character, besides his talent. And Alex, sincerely, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And the cover you did is, I mean, someone said before, no pun intended, but those colors are fire. So they're hot. That's what they're hot. Yeah, Kevin said it. So thanks so much. And thanks for stopping in to say hi. And I appreciate you very much. I look forward to having you at my next show when I finally get that going. So that's the great Alex Sinclair. I mean, I am lucky because I work with two of the best colorists ever in the industry. Chris Sotomayor is coloring the interiors, and Alex Sinclair is doing covers. I mean, how lucky am I? How great is that? I mean, seriously.
You're spoiled brat is what you are.
He's spoiled rotten.
Well, what Alex didn't tell you is I have to go to his house and wash his car, paint his fence, and babysit his dog. Actually, one of the first times I met Alex, he was sitting at a panel next to Jim Lee, and I wanted Jim Lee to draw my jam piece. And, of course, he politely declined. There's like 100 people in line behind me, and I asked him. And when Jim Lee turned it down, I said, "Come on, man, I'll wash your car." And Jim Lee kind of smirked like, "Thanks, but no." I go, "I'll paint your house." And I just kept going, "I'll babysit your kids." And Alex is sitting next to him laughing like, "Who is this clown?" And, obviously Jim Lee couldn't do it, but it was just fun. And then Alex was at my show as a guest. He's also a Rush fan, so you can't go wrong there. So thanks to Alex. I appreciate you. And Nicholas said, without a doubt, Alex is the best colorist in the industry. And he's just an all-around, down-to-earth guy. I mean, he's considered a legend in the industry at this point. He's part of great teams, the greatest teams ever. And he's still just a down-to-earth, really cool dude. And that's awesome. Len said, "John, I absolutely love your cover."
Thank you. That's so nice. I'm
And
very
just-
humbled to even be part of this.
Well, you again, you just always been very kind to me, and I'm thankful to that. When did I become a super fan of On? I think I'll get a John cover just to be a super loyal dude. Oh my god, I don't even know what that means. So, all right, so let's go going. We're at 1,036 with 21 backers.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Seriously, you know, you never know what you're gonna do on a Kickstarter, right? And you can't use the last one as any gauge because things change. The first Kickstarter did over 10 grand coming out of nowhere, and it was shocking to me. I mean, it was shocking. We had 226 backers, and I was grateful. Now, most people lose like 30% of their backers for book 2 because a lot of people like to collect first appearances in case the character ever blows up. I lost 11% of my audience, but gained. I'm sorry, I lost 12% of the first audience, but I gained 11% of a new audience, 11.5%. So I had 222 backers. I only had 4 less backers, but we made more money, and yet the prices were lower. So we made almost 10,100 and something on the second campaign. So I don't know if I caught lightning in a bottle and this was a fluke, or if book 3 is gonna catapult, because people say book 3 is where you really start to get your audience. I don't know. I pray, because I don't know who here has done a Kickstarter. It is the most nerve-wracking emotional roller coaster. It's insane.
It's a killer because you start off so strong, and then you hit that valley,
Yep.
and you're just. And if you're like me, you're pulling that thing up like so many times a day and staring at it and weeping openly.
Yeah, I mean that middle is like Death Valley. It just plummets, and it's
Oh, it's so bad.
you know. And the hardest thing is the promotion. Joe Oliver, thank you. Your books got better, so I think it shows quality as people know how your books will be good. Nobody's seen the remaster because nobody's ordered it yet, but the remaster looks like book 2. It's just Ricardo redrew a third of the book, the action scenes to be more dynamic. Chris Sotomayor colored it to match the second book, and it's just light years ahead. It just looks so much better. And yeah, so it's a testament to the people I work with who just want the best thing. All right, so. And
Phil, can I throw something out there quick? If I can interrupt you.
Yeah, no.
One of the things that surprised me when you started sending me pages was that the third issue is 36 pages. How many issues were the first 2? Or how many pages were the first 2 issues?
First issue was 30, second was 28, and the third is 36.
Don't undersell it. You're up in the game here on the third issue.
Yeah.
Well, I don't write for page count. I write to write. And when the story is to stop, it stops. And one thing I've been told, I'm not saying this, is that I'm great at the cliffhangers. Every book has a cliffhanger that makes you interested. In the first one, you saw it in the trailer, what happens as a cliffhanger. Sean Chen walks up to me at one of my own conventions I had last August. Sean was at that convention. And he goes in front of everybody, "You kill off your protagonist in the first issue? How the hell do you do that?" I'm like, "Sean!" people who just bought the book are standing next to me. And then a lot of people were like, "You son of a bitch," when they read book 2. They're like, "I didn't get any answers. You went to something else. Like, you bastard." But book 2 tells you, I mean, I don't know who's read book 2, but I divulged four spoilers that come out of that book. Breath of the Dragon's powers, the fact that he shares the same master as Tragedy, and there's a past that links them. Something to do with Seamus, and there's one other I can't remember, but there's some reveals. Now, should I reveal what Breath of the Dragon's power is to people? I mean, we're on book 3. If they haven't caught up, they better.
His power? Mm,
Do you remember?
His power is just to make sure that you read book 2. That's
Yes,
his
yes.
power.
Good answer.
I got
So
some wicked echo.
should I say it? Should I say it?
No, let people read it. If you want to find out, the only thing I can say is that when I read book 2, I was drawn in even more. I myself backed up book 1, and then came book 2. Of course, like Phil would say, you didn't get the answer for book 1, but it was such a nice introduction. Well, not introduction, but like
Fleshing
it
out of
produces
the
more,
characters.
fleshing more on the character. Yeah, and it's really, really nicely done. So, yeah, you don't have to spend that long reading the book and you get drawn in.
Thank you so much.
And the art is incredible. I love the artwork that was done in there. The coloring is, I can't say enough about the coloring in both book 1 and book 2. It's a phenomenal job. Yeah,
You know,
so I can't wait to get book 3.
People are saying an echo, but we don't have one on our end. There's not much we can do about that. I mean, we all have headphones on, and there's no echo among us. So I'm sorry if you're getting an echo out there.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
really?
also hearing an
I'm
echo.
not hearing anything. Does everybody?
Somebody may have
You
their
know what?
speakers on.
Mute your mics until you want to talk, and you can talk at any time because I'll just keep friggin' rambling. You can cut me off at any time and interject. Please don't just sit there.
Well, I would like to point out one last thing. I might not have the shiniest or fanciest role in the book, but I'm the most spoiled. I get to see the book in its finished form before anyone else.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't get it. When a letterer does a poor job, everybody notices it ruins the book. So your job is extremely important.
But I get to see that book in its finished form, and because I roll through to try and check everything before I send the pages for you for multiple edits. I get to read the whole book from beginning to end in its finished form. So it's pretty awesome that I get to see it before anybody else. I really like that.
Well, I mean, I put you through hell all the time.
Yes,
Because,
agreed.
No, listen, I pack so much freaking dialogue in a panel, and Ricardo doesn't leave him room. And I know I'll send it to him, and I go, this poor man. And you know what? Not a complaint out of him. He does what he can, and he does it great. And he comes back, and usually the edits I give him are because of what I did, not because of what he did. And man, you've been just wonderful to work with. It's just, I know, and he's so reliable. Jason, I'm telling you, you're gonna want him to letter your book because he knows what he's doing, but he's also just top-notch professional. He'll meet the deadline. He'll take care of you. He did Brent Peoples' book. He did my book. He did other people's book. He's awesome. You're awesome.
It's a fun book, and it's a great team to work with. Like you said before, this is a great team. I've worked with suboptimal creators, personality-wise.
Nicely put.
Thank you. And I really enjoy everyone on this book.
Well, I am surrounded by a great team, so thank you.
Yeah, if I could just jump in real quick. I don't know if you're getting an echo on me or not.
I'm not.
Yeah, just the of any comic book that has probably ever been out there, the unsung hero is always the letterer, because as Phil and I believe we've had this conversation. You only really notice it and appreciate when it's bad.
Right.
However, they never get the credit they deserve because the whole a big part of the job is to sort of be invisible, to just have your eye, and there's a real art to it, have your eye flow from one bubble to the next, from one sentence to the next. And to be honest, a lot of times you're probably spending just as much, if not more, time looking at the words than the actual art. Right. But again, they never really get the credit that they deserve. It's a very, very tricky, very hard thing to pull off right.
Oh, I agree. And the truth of the matter is, right, it's like I said, the art brings you in, the writing keeps you. Well, if he doesn't letter it right, you can't read the damn book.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's a
Appreciate
science
that.
to it with your flow of your eye going left to right in Western comic books and how
Yeah.
you go, you know.
With a project that I recently illustrated, I didn't anticipate, or I guess you could say that I took it for granted, the work that goes into lettering, and like a lot like art itself, there's a science behind it and a rhythm
Right.
that I was completely unaware about. That, you know, like after seeing like how much work goes into that, like I got a whole new appreciation for it.
Yeah, I've learned a lot too as far as lettering. I'm learning. I just keep learning as I go, and the book is just going to get better as I learn and get better. So I want to address this, and then we're going to get to Kenny. Kevin Stewart is with Models of Pot of Colors is the studio cover. Kevin Stewart, if you don't know him, you better start getting to know him because he's on the run from the government. So pretty soon you won't see him. No, I was gonna... Kevin's a great guy. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I represent him, but I represent him because he's a great guy. He's a talented artist, and he's also a loyal friend. And his cover, as I mentioned before, I loved it right away because they are just brutally fighting to the point where they're going right off the roof and they don't give a shit. They're just they're just fighting. It's a brawl. And I thought that was awesome to what I wanted to do in book one. And I just, some of the way he drew the snout on him, that was kind of cool. And the model came along and added this like spotlight to make it more intense. Like there's eyes on them, you know, the police copter or whatever, and the glow on the moon. And I was like, man, these two, what a powerhouse on this cover. So I don't know. Do you want to walk me through this, Kevin? What your thoughts were when you were doing this cover? And everybody else, mute your mics, please, because I don't know if they're still getting the echo.
Well, the echo is clear, so it's gone now. But I don't have a super in-depth explanation of this cover because basically all I asked you was like, what's the scenario? You said a city like Manhattan, and I was like, okay, and just I said, well, what characters would you like to have on it? You said these two characters, so I just thought of a way to put them together to get some action. I wanted the cover to have some action to it. I wanted to take a little bit further than I normally do with the cover. So I figured the best way to do that was to have them clashing blades, bringing the tension together. And I thought, maybe throw them off a roof. That's pretty much what everything I could think about on the cover. So it's not super in depth, but I'm a simple man, so I can't help it.
Did we lose someone?
Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear.
I can hear you. I think
Yeah,
Phil might have fallen out of his chair.
Yeah, okay.
Put something under Phil's tongue.
I wasn't sure if it was just me or it was everyone else getting silenced.
I was saying that's why you hired me, because you got to know how to sell yourself. It's like when you got to sell your cover like you're talking to a pretty girl. You got a little scar. You don't tell her that you fell off your bike at 8. You have to tell her that you fought off 5 guys, man. That's how you sell your cover.
Well,
anyway, yeah, only the mic could shut me up. See. So this is a beautiful cover. I'm very grateful for it. This again was a contribution to the first cover contest, and I didn't know Kevin that well, but I just knew he was talented, and I knew it was going to be a good cover. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, brother. I had fun doing it.
Phil, if I can sing Kevin's praises, when I did my last campaign, I reached out to a bunch of indie creators whose art I liked, and because I was doing some giveaways. I was doing giveaway drawings every week, and Kevin got back to me right away, and he drew some amazing sketch cards for me. It was just the coolest, nicest guy to work with. So, anybody out there interested in an artist, definitely hit up Kevin or hit up Phil for Kevin.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that, Jason. I had a blast drawing your characters for your campaign. Those characters were super unique. I had so much fun working on those.
Yeah, they came out amazing, and I was, I did that contest to give that stuff away, and I really did not want to give those cards away.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Here's another cover by Kevin Anthony DeCastro. This was the winner of cover 3 contest. It was hard because Kenny was a contest number 3, and I love Kenny's cover, which it's going to be a cover for book 4. And again, I was like, I don't know which one to go with because they're both great. But overall, I knew Kenny was going to be a cover, and Kenny's pretty chill. He's pretty cool. So I was like, you know what, Kenny, do you mind if I make you 4 and he'll be the winner? And Kenny's like, yeah, whatever, because Kenny's a pro. I'm just going to tell you now, the man is a pro, and he's talented as an artist, but you'll want to hire him just because of his attitude and his professional attitude. Jim O'Reilly, another great artist here, had a cover on book 1. What's up, buddy? Thank you, Riley, so much. I really appreciate that. We have a mystery box pledge I'm going to show you in a minute, but this cover knocked it out of the park. The colors, it's awesome. Thank you to Kevin. And here we go. Nicholas, are you still here, brother? Nicholas Gear has his campaign on Indiegogo, and it's The Relentless Tin Soldier. He's a metal strong man. It's a good book. It's written well. I like the story. It's cool. I love the character concept and design. And we're tired of the tribalism. People like, I'm only going to support Indiegogo. I'm only going to support Kickstarter. But what they fail to realize is you're not supporting the platform. You're supporting the creator, guys. And we need to stop this bickering and this divided line, because I'm not on Kickstarter because I believe in Kickstarter's beliefs. I'm on Kickstarter because I'm trying to put my book out to as many people as possible and hope they enjoy it, because I want to be able to stay home and write and be with my family every day. And Nicholas is doing the same thing on Indiegogo. So we wanted to cross-promote for 2 reasons. 1, we believe in each other's project and help each other. And 2, enough, guys. Please, break the boundaries. The only tribes that should matter are your families. Other than that, we should all be one tribe. We're all the human race. Let's stop this bickering and fighting and this bullshit. So go over to Indiegogo. When do you launch, Nicholas? I think it's tomorrow, right? Put it in the chat. So this is my half of the cover. If you pledge and get this book, it's Eric Ninotalski's awesome, with colors by Chris Sotomayor, another amazing colorist in the industry. That's to catch up. This is when you get his cover and you put them together, and you can get a virgin version or the trade version. You're going to get a fastball special, old Uncanny X-Men style. Evening of the 6th. So in 3 days, he's going to launch. And if you pledge on my cover and then you pledge on his, you put them together, this is the bad boy that you get right there. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, very cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is sick. That's a great piece.
Eric's got a great 90s flair for his art, and Chris Sotomayor obviously can't do any wrong with coloring. So we have the catch-up tier. You want books 1 and 2, the studio covers. We have the art book, black and white cover and the color cover. And we have a mystery box. We have an ice blue foil that everyone who gets a mystery box is going to get of the Balfour cover. You're going to get random pick cover from book 3. And then you're going to get 2 random covers from books 1 and 2. So it's, it could be 2 book 1s. It could be 2 book 2s. It could be 1 book 1, 1 book 2. And then you're going to get the ice blue foil of the Balfour cover in the mystery box. Limited to 25. So, oh, cool. You put Andrew Dodge in. Oh, Andrew is an awesome dude. That's cool. I can't wait to see that. Andrew Dodge is drawn in issue 2. So there's a mystery box. We have add-ons. Some people love the original covers, right? Well, I do comic-size prints, as you know, of some of the covers. We've got this here, Mike DeBalfo pencil, and we've got the Scott Hanna inked over Arseni. That Alex Sinclair colored, because then you can get the colored cover, and then you can get the comic size print, and you can frame them together if you want. Mary Ellen, how are you? Thanks for coming out. Yeah, they do look great. Are you related to Sean?
No, it's just this crazy stalker who I can't get rid of.
Listen, when your family supports you, don't care how old you are, right? You gotta love it. We got the stickers, Ian Churchill's version, which is phenomenal, and the mask.
The
These are add-ons.
stickers are so nice. I love my stickers.
You know,
I
I
have those
didn't know.
stickers.
I didn't know grown people like stickers because I can't stand them because my kids get them stuck to the floor everywhere. But you know what? People love stickers.
Well, they're good quality stickers too, especially that Ian Churchill one. When I got it, I was like, "Oh my god, I got a nice sticker." It's
Yeah,
just
the
like a
die
little
cuts,
sparkle. Yeah, it's like a little sparkle on top of everything.
Yeah, I did a foil version of it. It was pretty cool. Chris Van Ryn, he did a triple mini print. He did these 3 prints. I really like them. They're this really cool animated, like an animated series style. And I thought they were pretty cool. So they're mini prints. They're 5x7. There's 3 of them. We got the Chibi prints from Rob Powers. It's a series that's going on. We have the Anthony one. That'll be a stretch goal here if we reach 12,000. So we've got these. They're 5x7. And you can make any cover a virgin. You can make any cover a foil, or you can make it a virgin foil. It depends on what you want to do. And that's what we got going on. Besides all the covers, we've got, all-in tiers. Right, we have full foil. You want every cover in Tragedy foil, 13. The virgin pack, if you want every one of them as a virgin. Sorry, Steph's not here, but he probably doesn't know what that is. The way he draws a virgin. What's that? All in Tragedy, if you just want the regular trade dress covers. Will Conrad, famous Marvel DC artist. He's done X-Men versus Avengers versus X-Men and a bunch of other stuff. You can get original art, headshot inked on 11x17 by Will. There's only 3, so if you like original art by a major Marvel DC artist. And Ricardo is going to do limited to 5, a full body with background inked on 11x17 for only $150. So that's a steal. Yeah, exactly, Joe. I don't think his covers can be virgin. Pick any 3 foil covers. The mystery box. Any 3 regular covers. If you want to do that, we knocked the price a little. Because you could get like the $25 covers and you save a lot of money. The blank sketch bundle, like I said, they're $10 for 1, but it's $40 for 5. So you lose, we take off $2 on each one. And then, of course, you got the art books. So we got a lot, man. But again, I feel the prices are solid, Look at that. We're almost at 1,500. We're almost 1,000 away from goal, which I'm grateful. Thank you. And we're
Nice.
We're only, an hour and 18 minutes in. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You should host telethons, Phil.
What's that?
You should host telethons.
Can anybody juggle?
You could be the next Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, really. Well, stop it. Thank you. But well, it's funny because
We're taking calls.
Yeah, I did some live art sales for some people. One for a charity, and I made him over $1,000, and for another friend, and I made him over $1,000. So my mouth comes in handy.
There's the sound bite of the show.
Yeah, and Rally, you're welcome to come back for those commissions at any time. I appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Yeah, Raph, thinking about pins and magnets and other stuff too, but I don't want to get too heavy on the swag because to me it's about the art, the artists, and the book. But I am thinking about all that. T-shirts. I want to get T-shirts done and things like that. So what's going on here? Oh, okay. Everybody's telling me there was an echo and I didn't see it.
No, yeah, I think
can
that's
zoom in by
good now. I'm
holding-
not hearing it.
And On told me I can zoom in by holding down control button and tab. I didn't know that. See, she is so freaking helpful. Thank you. See, Kevin, why can't you be more helpful? Anyway,
I mean, I can do your taxes, but you're probably going to want to be mobile after it's done.
Rally, actually, in the middle of the campaign, when it dies out, I plan on doing that. So, good suggestion. I'm already ahead of that. Oh, look at this. Joe Tolliver is taking blank cover request commissions now. Slide into his DMs. That's not code for anything. He actually means just DM him.
Hey, but those blank sketchbooks. I know I said it before, but those blank sketchbooks are good quality because I've worked on a couple myself, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys here have worked on, and they're not always of the best quality paper. And I work in paint. I do gouache, and I tend to go pretty thick with gouache, so it's not as watery, but it still buckles on a lot of papers, right? But I try on Phil's paper, and it held up really well. And I sent that one in for CGC, even though I'm still waiting. I don't know where it's at. I sent it in for CGC. Yeah, they're really, 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 really behind. But yeah. But I can vouch for the cover.
Yeah, you did an amazing cover for book 2. Thank you. It's sold in a second. And I plan on reaching out to some artists to do sketch covers, have them do sketch covers, and they'll be mid-tier. They'll be thrown in the middle of the campaign. So that'll be cool. All right, so I've been doing a lot of talking. You all been sitting there. Poor John's probably asleep. Sean's probably got like half his work done for the night. James was probably in his mind pretending he was climbing a wall. James, tell us about your series, which I love, by the way. It's a great family story. So tell us about it.
Thank you, Phil. So my series, it's called All I Have to Do Is Dream, and it's a modern fantasy story about a girl who gets cursed to physically enter the world of our dreams, only she can't control when the jump happens or what type of dream she's thrown into. And it's all about her kind of like figuring out these weird scenarios that she's involved in now and these kind of crazy landscapes and figuring out why this is all happening to her. And yeah, I've been, self-publishing this for the last few years. I just released the 6th issue, which kind of ties up the whole first story arc right now. And then I'm kind of chipping away because I released it all black and white, which, was good just like to get it out there. But now I'm chipping away at the colors. So after the colors are done, then I will be probably joining the Kickstarter route as well and doing like a crowdfund of the trade, like the graphic novel. So it would be about like 170 pages of the story itself, plus a couple of short stories that I've had published as well.
Do you want a stick figure variant? I'm your man.
I will love a stick figure variant.
It won't be straight. Just say, it won't be straight. Though. Nice. We'll pretend they're bent over.
Where can I keep up with you on that? Because I love that story.
Thank you.
It's great.
So the best ways are on my Instagram. That's a JV Avila Art.
How about you drop it in the chat?
I will do that.
Hold up.
So demanding.
Still really makes you feel good about your inability to market yourself.
Yeah. I know, right? And I'm like,
hey, stupid, put it in the chat.
I'm showing like my like technological failings now too, when I'm like looking for
but meanwhile,
where to
if I don't
comment
do things like that, you artists don't know how to market yourselves. That's why you hire guys like me, and that's why my mouth does come in handy, because I'm the one who gets you out there and gets you exposure, and you're gonna love me. And Kenny's like, exposure? What are you talking about, man? You better keep them pants on.
That's the after hour stream right there.
Yeah, really. That's a new tier coming soon.
That's a new tier.
It's a cosplay. I'm gonna do a cosplay cover.
Phil's OnlyFans page.
I would.
No.
Wow.
All right, I just
Andrew Dodge,
dropped
thank you so
my
much.
Instagram, and then that's my website too, where
Wow.
a lot of my stuff is.
I'm
Thank you,
so
Andrew.
gonna follow you and wait for that, because that story is really good. I have weird dreams and I always question it too, and so that sold me.
It's a good story. It really is. It's
Awesome.
it's not the same story, but you get the same feel as when you watched the Neverending Story.
Yeah, and it's funny, Phil. Like I know you had mentioned
Oh,
this
wow.
before, but like when you had mentioned that to me, I was like, yes, I had that moment that you had where I was like, yes, he gets it. Like that's totally what I was going
Isn't
for.
it great when people get what you're trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. No, that was fantastic.
But it's true, and my kids enjoy the book too. We read it together.
Mhm.
Kaylee, Little Bear, she loves it. She went back and read the same issue like 3 times. Yeah, they
That's
love
awesome.
it. And I'm telling you, you're Anakin. I'll be like, James did a cover. Is that Anakin? Yes.
Yep. Proud to be Anakin. But yeah, Phil,
Okay.
I actually, I do have to get going now though, but
All right,
I do
man.
want to just say like, thank you again for involving me in this issue and having my cover there. It is a definite honor being with all these other awesome cover artists that you have on this book and all the other ones before. So like, I truly appreciate it.
Listen, James, we've known each other a while now.
Mhm.
You've been very kind to me, and you're a great guy. I'm trying to get you back on screen. Here we go.
Hey,
There we go. You're a great guy. I was grateful that you wanted to be a part of this. I love what you did. It's a great cover. And thank you. And, I appreciate it. And I love your story. Before you go, feel free to plug where people can find you one last time. I know you just put it in the chat or anything you're working on
Yep,
or whatever you
definitely.
want to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll drop the link again. But yeah, it was great hanging out with everybody. I hope I get to chance to talk to you all again soon. I'm definitely going to be following everybody if I'm not already too. And Phil, good luck with the campaign. I have a feeling this is going to be a knockout one. I mean, like I'm just looking at the numbers right now.
I hope
I know.
so.
I'm hoping for you, man. I'm going to be plugging it, as soon as I get off too. I'll like share
Oh,
some
by the
links
way,
and everything.
Joe Tolliver does Comics Cast. He's really good for promoting artists, and he said if you're not, when you're ready. So reach out to
Cool.
Joe Tolliver. Upstanding
Yeah,
guy.
Joe, thanks a lot. I will definitely reach out to you.
See,
that sounds awesome.
Believe it or not, this is what I love. Every time I do something, somebody's meeting somebody, and that's just freaking awesome. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
James, I don't want to keep you. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble.
Awesome. Catch you later. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Take it easy, James. See you, buddy.
We're going to do a round table again because there's some people that have been neglected, like Kenny and John, and I apologize. I don't care if Kevin's neglected. But,
I'm happy to be here.
Kevin's like that brother at this point where you just need alone.
Oh, yeah.
John, tell us about the Dweors, because I have to tell you, John has an amazing family-oriented story. His talent surpasses just writing and penciling. The guy creates props and toys and statues. I mean, he's a genius. You're a genius, my friend. So tell us, please.
I've got the report cards to not back that up, my friends. So, well, the Dweors is my little indie comic book. This is book 0. It's an epic adventure about this little world filled with these robots, which I call Dweors. And a young girl named May goes to this world looking for her father and brother that went missing there a few years earlier. So she's going tribe to tribe, village to village, town to town, looking for clues, looking for where they may be. There's a evil villain in it who threatens the whole world. It's these robots are living in nature and have different levels from tribal to maybe 1500s technology, and so it's her epic adventure, and you get to meet all the Dweors and befriend them and learn about how they live. And it's something I've been working on for maybe 7-8 years now, the comic book. I usually put 1 issue out a year, but this year I'm trying to put 3 out for San Diego Comic-Con because I want to get the first 5 issues in 1 trade paperback, and then the second 5 issues to finish one story arc, the first story arc. Sorry, I can't talk. I worked like 18 hours every day this weekend, and I work in it. I'm always grinding, but the last year I've like doubled my grinding. So I don't know anything going on in the world, anything going on social media. It's just writing and drawing my books. That's my entire world. But I do go live every Sunday. And so this is my very first Dweors sketchbook. And these are all my doodles I did on my train ride to work every day. So I ended up having hundreds of these. And so I eventually decided I'll make a little book. It was just a little art project. And so what I'm doing now, this is out of print. So for the second art book, I draw live every Sunday at 5 on my Facebook. And then at the end of the show, I give it away to someone watching the show. So I'm not going to own any of the artwork for this sketchbook. So anyone that watches, that likes and comments, is in the drawing, and I give it away at the end of the show. So that's my deal. That's what I got going on.
Phil, you're muted.
I know. I just realized.
Okay.
He draws really fast.
Very cool,
It
though,
comes out
John. Looks cool.
fantastic, too. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Just let him go.
Yeah.
That has a very was it Howl the
Oh.
Moving Castle feel to it?
I combined my favorite things in the world, which are like Ninja Turtles, Alice in Wonderland, Lord of the Rings. Love the Miyazaki work. So I put all those things in a pot and I mix it around, and that's what I came up with. Like my favorite superheroes, Alice in Wonderland and Snow White. How they overcome great odds without compromising themselves, and just using their intellect and their cunning, all the strengths that I think young women have. So those are some of the things in the soup that I'm trying to put together. So, and you might have seen them on The Big Bang Theory, the last 3 seasons of that show. They're in the comic book store on the shelf, the statue.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Now
very
they're
cool.
on-
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's always kind of like find the Dweors every time I see an episode. And they're on the new Jim Henson show, too, in the background on, which I'm so tired. I can't think of the name right now. It's the cooking show with a really famous chef. And he's cooking with puppets. It's on the Discovery Channel. And I'll think of the name when I'm
I can see
about to go to sleep tonight.
Crank Yankers.
Almost. No, but it's on another great show. So it's some little thing. And they're Facebook emojis. So you can download them for free. Facebook came by my booth the first year and asked me to make a couple sticker sets. So that kind of gave the brand a global presence and global recognition. Because I used to go to China a lot for my day job and other places. And I'd show them my stuff. And they go, I've seen that before. And I'm like, "Oh, you have Facebook?" And that's it. So anyway, I'm just trying to make something wonderful and uplifting, a new place to dream about. The kids could, and all ages, people could just, a new place to have dream about. See, I'm rambling. Can't talk. Too tired.
While your brain is crashing and burning in front of everyone here,
Yes.
like not to downplay any professional artist out there, any of the guys working for Marvel and DC, but guys like everyone in this room, I feel like every one of us probably has a 9-to-5 day job or longer, and guys like Phil who are out there working multiple jobs, like, it's the hard work that are put into these books and these projects. Like, we just appreciate it so much. Everyone that's pledged to, to Tragedy, to my book, to everybody else's project. I know Kevin's got the what do they
Horror
call Kevin?
pins.
The pins.
Horror pins.
Yeah.
Killer Aid, yep.
we all just appreciate everyone so much while we're out there. I mean, John's living proof of the Swiss cheese our brain is turning into, doing all of this at once.
Well,
I
I'm still
accept
young,
that.
so she's fine, and Sean's still young. The rest of us,
Yeah, but it's gonna hit him like a ton of bricks one day. Trust me.
Ah,
It also doesn't help when your brain starts as Swiss cheese, and
True.
that's that's your
We're not
starting
even going to
point.
go into the poor choices I made
Well,
in my youth.
before
yeah.
real
before
quick,
your
I'm sorry
brain
to cut you
turned
off.
into sorry, before everyone's
ahead.
brain turned into Jesus, but was it, where can I find that book? Because like I'm looking it up, I see it on Comixology, or but I'm not too sure. I want it to go directly
Right.
to you. So where,
Well, I'm so on top. I'm a one-man circus, so I have to be all the clowns and the ringmaster, and so Comixology closed down. I had my books, and so it's shifted over to Kindle. But I have not. I'm like 99% committed to my book, and that other 1% is for pee breaks. And so all my time, I get up before work so I can draw 2 or 3 hours before I go to work. I draw my lunch, a straight hard hour at lunch, and I come home, draw another 4 or 5 hours. And then the weekends is like 18 hours. I've been doing that for years. So as soon as I get my books done, I'm going to get them on Kindle. But until then, it's usually, I'm a one-show guy. Everything's at San Diego Comic-Con. So that's my goal right now. And so that's why I'm 99% focused, is trying to get ready for that. Anyway, so I'm rambling. But anyway, it is amazing. Phil, the artwork Phil has accumulated, and the artist and the creativity is just mind-blowing. There's so much of it, and like even the contests, I how would you choose? I look at
It's
it and I'm
hard.
like,
I don't do it alone. I have.
I
a
can't
team.
choose. When I see all that artwork, I'm like, that is amazing, that's amazing, that's amazing, that's amazing. They all work so well, but they're all so different, and I'm like, I think I will never be a judge, because I could never choose. But
I mean, I
it's
have the
quite an
final say, but I
accomplishment
have a
what you've
team
done.
because it's hard.
Yeah, it's just it's so nice, so varied, and
Well,
it's
like
just
Kevin Anthony
wonderful.
DeCastro just showed up. He's got to leave, but I just want to tell him thank you so much. We showed your cover before. It's just gorgeous. And thank you for being a part of my tragic family.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump off too. I'm gonna go put
Rest.
another 4 hours,
Ginkgo
5 hours before I
biloba.
go to bed, and try to make
Ginkgo
a
biloba,
comic book.
ginseng.
I'm gonna
What kind of
fill
drugs
up
are you
my,
taking there, John?
I'm gonna fill up my Chewbacca with coffee. Those are my drugs.
hear that.
Before you go, Gerald said something, but it's slow. There you go. Got a Ronde job that nice to attend to. Congrats, Phil, and to all you contributing creators here. Predicting you'll be funding by week's end. Stay tuned. All Phil will be on Comicast later this month. I will. I know. I'm kidding. He reached out to me, and they're very kind. They're fitting me in because there was no room because I got to everybody late. But anyway, John, I sincerely mean this. Your kindness to my family, the respect I have for you as just a good human being, but also your creative talent. I mean, is amazing. And it doesn't hurt that you're a big Star Wars fan, but anyway, and Lord of the Rings fan. But either way, the Dweors is amazing. Your talent level is astronomical. To me, you're a genius at everything you do, and you're just a really down to earth, really kind guy. And thank you so much for the cover that you gave me and won't take money for. I just thank you. I'm really happy that you're a part of this in some way because you are honestly one of the kindest and most decent people I know.
That's very nice. I am so lucky and happy I became friends with you, and
Wow, somebody
you know,
admits it.
always
Just wait.
just it wears out. And I get to meet some other people instead of being locked in my little cave, and so it's wonderful. wonderful project. Very impressed. Congrats.
Thank
And
you.
I'll find you. I'll find you at San Diego when I get there.
Are you
What time
going?
is it?
Yeah.
I might be. There's something going on, but yeah, I'll find you.
Yeah.
I want to
Come
get a
by.
book. Yeah.
Come by and I will show you my whole booth sculptural. So I have all
Okay.
the characters and the backgrounds.
Oh,
and
you have to see it. It's
paintings.
insane. It's insane, his
love-
booth.
I love sculpture, so that is music to my
Yeah.
ears.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know what you should do is you should drop some pictures again and tag on and myself and everybody in them because pictures of his
Yeah.
booth or the video
Yeah.
you did. It's just incredible.
Okay.
And then I dropped his links in the comments already.
Thank you so
Instagram,
much.
Facebook. Yeah.
John is like so many people I know that I don't understand how he's not a like this superstar that has millions of followers. I don't understand it.
It's because I just sit in
I
this
mean,
little
I
room.
understand why Kevin doesn't, but John,
Well, yeah, Kevin, that goes without saying, but
That guy.
oh,
Yeah,
like, geez.
I'm like Rudolph.
yeah.
Yeah, really.
Well, think about it. You're the
It's
one
not
who's
a
going to guide us all. You're the most important.
You sound like my
It's
mom.
okay, I
Put my
got you,
pictures
you
on your
good.
refrigerator.
Yeah. I tease him, but Kevin, honestly, I said is become a good friend of mine. He's a loyal man. He's a really talented artist. I have nothing but great things to say about him. But it is fun to rib him. Anyway,
I take it with a grain of salt. You can hit on me all you want. I'm good.
I know that's one of the things I like about you. He's got thick skin. John, thanks again for being a part of this and for coming out. And much success to you with yours. And your cover just rocks on the campaign.
Thank you. It was an honor being on your cover. And see you guys.
Take it easy, John.
Have a good
Get some
night.
rest,
Nice
man.
meeting you.
Nice
John.
meeting you.
Aloha.
Kenny, what's going on? Your mic is off.
Oh, he got
That's
you.
just me.
He got
Nothing much. Up late working. I have a new print that I'm doing themed after tragedy. Specifically for Heroes Con.
Wow, and I'm gonna be there tabling. I gotta see this. Because you showed me something, but
Well, I showed what I showed you of Breath of the Dragon. That's cool, but the one that I'm planning for Heroes is the one that I told you about.
dude, if it's anything as talented as that intro that you did that I showed the group, oh my god.
So it's a little more Smash Mouth than what I've done so far. You know, to put it plainly, it's just, you know, tragedy and Breath of the Dragon like entangled in a fight, right? And it's pretty straightforward, but they're falling out of a window.
Oh, nice.
So it's like the way the shot is composed, it's very dramatic, very visceral.
You're teasing
Right?
me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, can we get an actual look at it? This sounds pretty cool.
No, he's gonna torture me. This
So-
is what he does.
I can't show it yet. I can't show it yet simply because it's still like in the early stages,
Okay.
right?
It'll be in the early stages 3 weeks from now. He's just trying to frig with me. That's
No. It's still in the early stages. But I promise that by the end of the weekend, I'll drop it in the chat
Oh,
with
people will show up.
the guys. So you guys like see it firsthand.
I'm gonna bring on two people that are near and dear to me as friends on Facebook who are fans of the book. But I'm gonna bring them on, but I still want to talk to Sean and Kenny and Kevin before we get to them. I hope you guys don't mind, but I want to bring you on.
Yeah,
Sure, dude.
Charles W. Morgan is become a friend of mine on Facebook. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Charles.
So,
Hey
Charles,
guys, how's everybody doing?
good. How you been?
All right. How are you?
Good. Before this night is over, we're going to tell you about what Charles has got brewing because he's got something really cool on the way, and I can't wait to talk about that. And also, we have this guy. That's a face only a mother can love. Take it off mute. So you like horror, Kevin, right? Here's inspiration. Greg Johnston has also been a huge supporter of everything I do. He's become a good friend. I've gotten to hang out with him a few times. He hasn't wanted to deck me yet, so I think it's going all right.
Saint. The man's a saint.
Thanks for coming on, guys. But I want to get back to
Welcome.
Kenny for a minute. Yeah, Raphael said, "Oh my God, it's Greg Johnston." We're not. There's no Bruins game tonight, so Greg decided to come on. So Kenny, let's get back to you for a minute there. So Kenny's teasing us with something really cool, and it's going to be cool to see you at Heroes. Here's the thing about Kenny. Kenny joined Legendary Illustrations not too long ago, and he came in guns blazing, but not in the way you think. Kenny is trying to. His heart is into the group. Everybody. Legendary Illustrations, not just Kenny. You know, he's the ultimate team player, and that's what you get when you hire him on a book too. And he's just coming up with things and really trying to expand. And I have to tell you, he feels more like a partner owning Legendary than a guy that I'm supposed to be repping. And I mean that with the utmost respect and compliment.
I'm a firm believer that anyone who truly supports you or believes in what you're doing will represent it like it's theirs.
Well, I appreciate that. Believe me, and it's a rare thing. But Kenny, what are you working on right now, and what have you worked on that we can find?
Let's see. I'd say in the course of the last maybe year or two, it's been some stuff for Creature Entertainment, Chronicles of Shar Malazi. I'm currently working on issue 2. I'm almost done with issue 2, actually. The Chronicles of Grace Flynn, which I'm also working on the follow up to that. But it's going to be a little different because the first run was very like pulp comic, so it was done in black and white. I had a lot of fun working on that book because
great art on that book. Great art on that book.
10 of those pages were inked by Peter Palmiotti.
Oh yeah,
nice. Yeah. It was super fun working with Pete. So I enjoyed working on that because it allowed me to experiment with a lot of different inking techniques because the whole book was done in black and white. So that was interesting. Past 2 years, I've been doing sketch cards for Upper Deck under the Marvel license.
I remember when you told me you were excited that you got that, and you messaged me. I was happy for you, man.
Yeah, and man, I'm dying. Well, I could show you. I just can't put it out on social media. A lot of the unreleased ones that will be dropping soon. That you, as an X-Men fan,
nice.
Okay, I know we'll get your attention. What else?
Stop looking at porn, damn it. Go ahead.
I just completed a children's book. I illustrated a children's book called Aki, Ockee. It's available on Amazon.
Cool.
And just working on some commissions, prepping for Heroes Con, and I got some stuff that I'm going to be sending your way also, Phil.
Man, I'm excited for the team I have working with me in Legendary. We've cleaned out the trash, and it's great. We got a good group of guys, no egos. We want to work together. I feel there's a trust that's built there and a loyalty, and it's just great. It's fantastic to clean out the garbage. we lost Charles. I'm going to bring him back on. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, we're going to get to you,
Sorry,
Charles
guys.
and Greg, in a minute. I apologize. Sean's been
Okay.
drawing. He's probably finished a full portrait by now.
I wish. No, nowhere close.
And Kevin's like, "You're lucky I'm keeping my kids at bay this long. They're going to be coming in here trying to shoot me with toy pistols soon."
I had to lock the door, Phil. I had to lock the door, son.
I know. And he had to electrify it too. Right? They got electric shock collars if they touch the doorknob.
It's nuts.
Sean,
Yes.
what do you got going on, my friend? And then I also want to show everybody's covers again. But what do you got going on?
What do I got going on? Let's see. Conventions coming up. Convention season. I also actually just heard word the other day. I'm going to be at HeroesCon also.
Sweet.
So I'll be seeing you all there. Yeah, I got in late, but I spoke to the woman who ran it, and I guess they, someone pulled out, or they had an open table or whatever.
Dude, it's the 40th anniversary, and they got a killer lineup. I mean,
I know. It's actually my first time going to be down there.
That show is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great artist show.
Yeah.
That's one I'm dying to get to one day.
That in Baltimore, and I'm going to be at both. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Baltimore's good too. And
Jason,
I
I'm sorry, real quick, Jason.
That's all right.
I don't know what your travel is, but I have 2 tables at Baltimore. You're part of Legendary. You want to be there? You come. I have tables.
Absolutely. I just got to cut this ankle monitor off, and I'll be there.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No, it's all right. Yeah, HeroesCon is going to be my first time there, but I've done Baltimore a whole bunch of times and have heard sort of similar things that, Heroes isn't the type of convention where, they knock fans over the head with $500 to get Jason Momoa's autograph, and then the rest of us in Artist Alley are, sitting there. Again, not to throw any darts at anyone, but how certain shows have done it before.
Wizard World.
I didn't say
it. Sorry. Something caught my throat.
Yeah, we saw what happened with them, right?
Heroes in Baltimore are what I tried to fashion my little show after. And I've been called a little Baltimore and a little Heroes show at times.
Yeah. Yeah, and Baltimore's great. I've been doing that for a good couple of years. And we're working on my own stuff, my own ideas, putting it out there, and sharing it far and wide as much as I can.
Yeah, listen, Sean's another great guy to work with. Very professional, on time, great communication, obviously a talent. And I want to be clear. Yes, I consider all these people friends, but they weren't friends at first. Their talent brought me in. Their professionalism, the way they conduct themselves is what made us friends. So trust me when I tell you, all the things I say about everyone on this panel are true except for Jason and Kevin. I'm just trying to help them.
You couldn't even give them that, huh?
We're the redheaded stepchildren.
Actually, I praised Jason so much before. I asked John, his head's probably swollen. I can't do it for Kevin. But
Jason's great, and Kevin's here too.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just like to be a part of the group, fellas.
He takes the stress off me.
Phil, can I tell a Baltimore Comic-Con story real quick? I'll make it real brief.
Yeah. No, take
so early 2000s, me and my buddy were self-publishing. We were doing a horror comic. Philly, Baltimore, New York, and Pittsburgh were the 4 cons we generally did. We're at Baltimore one year. We're trying to find our table. We're all the way in the corner by the restrooms. Great. We're standing there one day, and this old guy comes out of the restroom. His wife's there waiting for him. They see my buddy's art prominently displayed on a table. He comes over, and he's looking at it. He's like, man, this is really good. I like the composition. He is praising my buddy's artwork up and down, front, back, every angle. He's like, in my day, we just drew pictures. It wasn't all about, anatomy, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just standing there with my mouth hanging open. He's like, well, I got to get back to my table. And I'm like, all right, shook his hand, told his wife, thank you. They went on their way. My buddy turns to me. He's like, who the hell was that? That's John Romita Sr.
Oh shit.
Dude, the sweetest guy I have ever met in my life. Like him and his wife just both stood there for probably 5 minutes. I didn't think to ask for an autograph. I didn't think to ask for a picture. I just stood there in awe. But yeah,
You're a fool.
and bought a great con for that, man.
Dude, he's to
So,
me, he's
yeah.
on Mount Rushmore. I mean, you know, everybody talks about King Kirby, well deserved, but John Romita Sr., man, he's Mount Rushmore. Period.
Yeah, that is the greatest con experience I will ever have.
Every decade has that one standout that kind of defines that 10 years or so of comic books, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of, we'd all be remiss if we didn't give a little tribute to the unfortunate passing recently of an obvious another Titan, Neil Adams. That was a gut punch, that one.
That was a shock.
Yeah.
I wasn't
he's-
shocked because I knew he had been ill for a while behind the scenes, and if you noticed on his lives, they were trying to keep him off the lives, and his art was not the same. He had been ill since I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate, but he had been ill since last year, and he had been declining. They just kept it quiet and private. So this.
I think he may have been sick longer than that, Phil, because there've been shows that he had been billed at that I've gone to, and he'll be there one day and then like duck out the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
then there was another event that I went to, in which case there was an issue with his meds or something, and like he was a no show for the weekend also. So I think it may have been longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. He was 80, so it's not like he was advanced. Age. He was older, but so I mean, I feel for his family and his fans, and God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will be missed. He was a Titan.
Yeah, definitely.
Poor Charles is getting knocked out every 5 seconds. He's like, "Will they get to me already? Jesus Christ!" All
I'm gonna keep interrupting.
Yeah, Kevin.
Huh?
We got to talk to Kevin now because I guess I have to. But all right.
Before I gotta hurry up because I
Kevin-
gotta call my PO officer.
Listen, in all seriousness, I'm going to say this.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's not your fault. Glenn Acom is an autistic man, high in the spectrum, and I made it my mission to. He wrote a story. It's a D&D fantasy story, and he came to me one day. Actually, while I was in the hospital dying from COVID, it was pretty funny. And he said to me, he needed help because no one would help him, and he wants to show the world that an autistic man can make a comic book successful. So I was like, yeah, I want to help. So I was looking. I've been searching for an artist to do the work for him, but unfortunately, because of his autism, he works a few hours at Walmart. Based on the program he's with, he can't work more to make more. His income is what it is. So it's not a guy looking for free work because he doesn't want to work hard and make more. He just can't. So Kevin is drawing the book. And I worked out a friendly barter system with Kevin, and Kevin has given his all, and he's already he's turning in beautiful work. And he made Glenn so friggin' happy. And Kevin's working 2 jobs, and he's got his own aspirations. And here he is, inking the pages, which saves me finding an inker. And he's doing the work. And he made a big difference in this guy's life and in mine because I didn't want to let him down, So first of all, I want to say to Kevin, and as much as I joke, you are a good man. I consider you a friend to break bread at my table any day, unlike Jason. And all teasing aside, and you've been really loyal to me. I mean, he's been loyal to me dealing with Shit Whistle and other people, and I appreciate that. That means a lot to me because John and I spoke about this earlier. I'm a very loyal person. I'm loyal to a fault, and when you're loyal to me, I'll bleed for you. I'll bleed for you. which is evident even by scumbags who. Anyway, so I will bleed for you, and Kevin is a guy I'll bleed for. So, having said that, tell us what you're doing, man. What you're up to, and what you got.
Well, appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be a part of the book, for sure, for many reasons. Really, what I'm working on right now, as Greg is getting up, is actually his commission piece. He's paid for.
Unfortunate timing.
He just rolled out.
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go, man.
But yeah, just working on passion pieces right now, and catching up on some commissions that you had gotten from me earlier in the year. I got Dave's sent out. I'd let him know, and Greg's I'm working on, and John's in the chat too. I'm working on his pieces, but really just working on this King Alma book. It's going to be a good book. I love the fantasy world. It's Dungeon Dragons type thing. I do love that kind of genre, so it fits right up my skill set. So that's good. Outside of that,
he was just about to tell you he's doing your commission. You got up and left.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete.
I'm used to such disrespect. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Pete, drop your links. Will, drop your links. Raphael,
So I'm going to show Greg what I'm getting so far.
Oh, great.
So I'm slapping the inks on. You can see that.
Cool.
That's fantastic.
Oh, he's
That's
So-
awesome.
So,
I
well,
had to tell my son to not drop an accidental F-bomb while I am unmuted. So
oh, please.
I'll drop those all day, but they don't.
I love that when they move back home. You know,
What the hell are you talking about? Jason's here.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah. So, Kevin, what do you got going on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night we are doing the Legendary Illustrations draw off. It's gonna be myself and Rod.
Rod Ramos.
What's like Rod Ramos? Yes, we're doing some little live sketching, and while we discuss other things as well. But we're gonna be drawing some really cool stuff tomorrow night. It's gonna be at 7:00 Central Standard Time, I believe.
Yeah, Eastern time. Yes.
Eastern
Is that
time.
the
Okay,
time
yeah.
you're homeless?
is that just another way for Phil to get me to buy more art?
Yes.
It's probably a scheme to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right,
Just
we're
checking.
drawing
He's
Wolverine.
slick.
At least he's honest about it.
Listen, hey, it's the money's not going to me; it's going to them, and you're supporting them. So I'll be shameless. Damn right, you're helping the artist.
So for Greg's piece, like those are digital pieces that I'm blue line inking, but I go in and add more detail to them. So you're getting a more detailed piece, I feel, than the digital piece. So I'll try to add more to it a little bit. The piece I just sent out for Dave's was really good. The Thor and the Beta Ray Bill I put a lot of time into that one. So hopefully he's happy when he gets it.
If not, I'll hear about it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So to piggyback on that Beta Ray Bill that I did purchase from you and gave to a friend as a present, he was just ecstatic. He loves it. Absolutely loves the piece.
That's
So,
awesome.
You can't go wrong with any of Kevin's work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to getting the piece done for you. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
Kevin's
other
one
than
of
that,
those under the radar talents that once you meet him, you're like, oh crap, this guy can draw.
Yeah.
And I can tap dance.
At the same time,
That's right.
you
Same
won't like
time.
the drawing.
If you can get past all the profanity and sexual
Yes.
innuendo,
Yes. Sexual
To be
innuendos.
honest with you, if I got Kevin and Jason at a table with alcohol,
that needs to happen.
I think I'll either, I don't drink, so I'll either be fighting people to protect them or breaking up fights or laughing my ass off until I beat. So that'll be fun.
You're in charge of driving and bail money.
That's
Yes.
right.
Well, it's coming out of the money that I make for you guys. Kenny, you better start drawing more because if it's bail money for them, I'm going to need commission money.
All right.
So yeah, tomorrow night you guys got to come out, man. Kevin's drawing live. He's gonna draw a really cool character that I love, and people don't really draw. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't even know that character existed. I totally forgot
It was
We
like,
were
how do
talking
you
about-
not know he's one of the best characters?
Oh,
Can,
man,
can you say who?
It's a G.I.
it's in the
Joe
GI Joe
character.
franchise.
Okay.
Oh man, is it Chuckles?
No, but that's a good one. I do know that one. Okay, I do know that one.
Should we say it's not a big deal? But I mean,
Yeah.
well, Rod is drawing Cobra Commander, and I suggested Kevin draw Spirit. Spirit's a
Ooh,
badass
Spirit's
character
awesome.
with the
I
eagle.
had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell
Why, you
yeah.
couldn't think of a more difficult character for him to
I know,
draw?
Listen, Kevin's a pro. He's got this.
Famous
good-
last
that's a good
words,
choice.
Phil.
Kevin's like, I'll link the blue line. Somebody else want it? Kenny, can you draw it? Hey, on,
be
can
happy
you
to.
do it, please?
As long as you get Mata to color it.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, man. Motto doesn't get enough credit. He's an unsung hero with what he did to your cover to make it even better, and what he did
Oh, yeah.
to Ray Acevedo with the background. Motto's in bed by now. He goes to sleep at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. The old ditty. But yeah, he kicked ass, and he's done a lot of my covers. As a matter of fact, the remaster with the Ian Churchill cover on right now, he did the colors on that remaster, and it's just gorgeous. Even
Yeah, he
Ian
did.
Churchill loved his colors. I mean, he just did a great job. So, you guys made a great team on that. He really covered up a lot of your mistakes, and
That's all that matters. That's what I'm saying. The colorist makes me good.
Do something with this, would you?
He's like, can we get Alex Sinclair so I can look great? No, I'm just kidding.
Can you slap some makeup on this pig and make it presentable?
Yeah. Look pretty. As you can tell by Kevin's accent, he's from New York. But anyway,
Yes.
um,
Yes, I'm from the north.
yeah. What do you have going on, and what can we look forward to?
Right now I'm rearing up for Free Comic Book Day. I just started my con season this past weekend, so just this Sunday I had a Hawaii Toy Expo. So thanks again for all those who showed up and flew all the way out. But I am currently working on 2 covers that's due next week. The Valid books that I was on that I did my first interior for should be shipping out this week, next week for all the backers. And then I just had a lot of covers since then. So it
Nice.
was a little chaotic, but
You know what though?
so
You technically got my cover with you was first. It may not have been the first published, but it was the first.
yes, and but yeah, so ever since then, I'm happy. Tragedy is coming out, the 3rd issues, because that would add to my cover collection now. But let's see, what am I on? American Alchemist with Thomas Tuffer. That got
Nice.
review. The cover got review. And then I should have brought my folder. But I am working on Kurt Zauer's Spectres and Sabanians. That is coming out sometime soon. And then I have I just got commissioned for Freak Meter, another independent story about a guy and who is with a 16-year-old ghost girl. They do cross-country traveling, and they run across all kind of supernatural incidents. And I'm bringing a little bit of a Hawaiian twist to that book, and I think it's going to get featured in Mexico City. So that's the first for me, going international like that. Other than that, I am doing a cover for Isunshin with Henri Compan, and I am currently working on a 40 pages interior for Pitch Black Soul for a first-time publisher named Dalton Thompson. So I'm the sole interior artist as well, as I will be doing a cover for that. So you guys might be seeing that coming soon. Yeah,
How
Quite
many
a bit.
covers do you have for Jacob?
Jacob. Oh, I have 3 that I know of. I still am working on the last one, but yeah, in total since I started, I'm really brand new to this whole thing. Still, I started last September. That's my official like publishing gig. Since then, I'll amount up to like 13 covers I'll be doing for everyone and 2 interiors. So I am utterly grateful for all the supports and the opportunities that came my way, and I'm just, getting to know everyone like this. I got to know a bunch of folks the last time I was on Tragedy, just promoting the campaign. Now I got to learn about John's the doers. I'm sorry if I say it wrong.
Dealers.
And then
Dealers.
Dealers. So I'm excited for that. And then James as well, his story on the dreams. And so yeah, I'm just excited.
Well, I have
Brandy,
to tell you,
Yes,
I'm
I
so
am.
glad that you're blowing up and people are really seeking you out. First of all, the work you did on Mark May's book there, phenomenal. I wanted to buy that original piece. So congratulations to you for that. You are a very sweet, very kind person. You're also phenomenally talented, and I'm so glad that you're really blowing up and getting a lot of work. And I wish you nothing but the best of success. And even if you hated
Thank you.
Tragedy, I would say that.
Oh no, I liked it. That's why I went and backed it. Hey Steven, take care of your leg, Steven. Thank you.
And what? And I'm going to ask everybody before you go tonight where we can see you, what conventions we're going to see you at. Because like James Avila is going to be with me at CradleCon, not sitting with me, but we're both going to be tabling at CradleCon May 14th and 15th here in Long Island. So Greg, take a trip, buy some art. We'll have a Wolverine for you. Anyway, so you're in Hawaii, so obviously it's going to be, mainland people may have an issue going to see you, but maybe somebody in Hawaii is watching.
I will be going.
Where are you going to be?
I will be making my first trip over to the mainland. I've never been over to the mainland at all. Over here we call you guys the mainlander because we're on an island. But anyways, can I say it, Mel? Am I allowed to say it where I'm gonna go now? If you're in the chat still. All I know is I have my free comic book day here in Hawaii. If you're in Hawaii, I'll be at Other Realms bookstore. That's my last trip. And then I obviously will be visiting Mel and Mog over in California. So I'll be going around there cons wise. Okay, he said go ahead. I'm planning on going to Dallas Fan Expo, Chicago Fan Expo, and Denver Fan Expo. And all the little stops in between. I got word that I will probably be at San Diego Comic Con in small press with one of the publishers that I am working for. So that's why I'm gonna go see you. I'll hunt you down.
Congratulations! That's
Awesome.
great. Now
We'll get you over here on the East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. I've never visited the mainland. I grew up over in Asia. My dad was with the military, so I'm a military brat. Spent like over a decade in Korea, so we finally moved back home to Hawaii. Yeah.
Very cool.
We're a little
Well,
different on the East Coast, just so you know.
Yeah, it is.
Not good.
You've got guys like Jason and Kevin over here, so
We're not all like Phil, though. It's okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, Greg's on the East Coast. Sean's probably the only redeeming factor. Well, Kenny's here too. He's in Florida, so those two.
Until you get to know me.
Hang on.
Florida's a whole nother breed too.
I'm gonna put this up.
Florida's its own country.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. So if there are any other publishers that want to bring them in, they're available for San Diego Comic-Con and MOG as well. So, yeah.
Yep.
And you only gave a partial list, he said. See?
Oh, yeah.
He's like me. You people don't market yourself enough. And it's like, would you please just shop yourself? Take the
I'm just glad you're not yelling at me right now.
I'm sorry, I need a little help lately. Cheese brain is kicking in. Yes,
Jeez, Ray.
but
It's contagious. Careful.
Yeah, right.
She's like, "Oh no, John Ottinger's rubbing up on me."
I
I
know.
know. Oh, it's okay. We'll bring some spam musubi from here. But yeah,
Well,
those
listen,
are the
in
big
all,
ones.
in all seriousness, you're welcome to list your appearances and tag me or share it on my page. Oh, I see. She can't say anything else yet. Okay, but you guys are always welcome. Listen, if you want to throw your convention schedules out, any of you, please tag me, put it on my page. I don't understand people who get mad about people tagging you a lot, or I don't care if you flood my page. My page is a community page. You all can market and promote whatever the hell you want, as long as it's appropriate content. You know what I mean? I'm happy if I even got you one follower, a friend, or backer. I'm happy. So you feel free. Now,
All right, let's go flood his page.
Now, speaking of this, you're talking about meeting people and everything. I've had the great pleasure of meeting Charles and Greg. Greg, I met through my CreatorCon interview show. And I don't really remember where I met you, Charles. I just remember one day you asked to call me and talk to me because you have a Kickstarter coming up. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Right.
And we talked and it was kind of like we knew each other for a while.
Yeah, I think we met kind of that way, but I'd watched your CreatorCon shows,
okay.
and I think you had Joe Rubenstein on one night or something, and that's how I discovered your show.
That's it. Yeah,
And I just
Joe.
started watching it after that,
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, actually, Sean, Kevin, Kenny, they've been guests on my show. On hasn't because I stopped the show, but
Yeah.
so yeah, when I come back on, you'll be, of course, a guest. I even had Jason
Thank you.
talk about ratings dump.
Everybody scrapes the bottom of the barrel sometime.
Ratings dump. So, Charles and Greg, I asked them to come on because they had read Tragedy, and I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna, I want to put on good reviews. I luckily have not had any bad reviews. I'm not even lying. I'm grateful for that. At least nobody's come to me with a bad review. Maybe they didn't like it and they just didn't say anything.
Oh, well, let's start tonight. Come on.
Yeah.
Got you here, Phil.
You know what? No Wolverine for you. But
Okay.
Greg and Charles, had offered their reviews to me on the side. And I was like, hey, can you come on the show and tell everybody what you thought of it? And I also thought it'd be a good opportunity for Charles to discuss what he's got coming up. Greg doesn't do shit. So, whatever. Now, actually, Greg has got his band, so I'd like him to talk about his band. But starting with Charles, if you wouldn't mind, and I'm not trying to force feed anything, but give an honest review of the book. And if there are some things that you think could be worked on, that's fine. You can say it. If you think it sucks, get the hell off the shelf.
Well, I'll just be honest, Phil. I think it's a great package. I mean, I look at everything from the pages, the quality of the print, the covers, thickness of the paper.
But mainly the art and the stories. The story is really well written. It's got a lot of story arcs. A lot of character development, and especially in issue number 2. The way you left off the issue number 1 with a twist, a cliffhanger, was really unique. I felt like that was, just a real unique way to end the story. And then actually in number 2, we don't see any more about Grace O'Connor, until the very end, the last page of issue number 2. Which was a shocker. So I really like the way you've told the story, and you've got all these things going on. So that lets me know you've got a lot of future issues coming up, and strong character development. And the artwork by Ricardo Silva. It's just been really good. It's really good storytelling. I'm not an expert by any means, but he seems to have the storytelling down.
He's just going to keep
Yeah.
getting better and better. I mean, he's a young guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to
Yeah.
get better and better.
Yeah, so I can see him growing all the time, like, you know, from issue 1 to issue 2. You know, he's just he's doing a great job.
He's amazing
And
to
I
work
think-
with. He's awesome.
Yes, I don't know if you guys can hear me well or not, but I see your pictures, but everybody's frozen. So it's kind of
Oh, really? No, we hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, we hear you
Okay.
good.
No, your sound's good.
That's because
Yeah.
Greg is in
Okay.
there with the wires going.
Okay, good. So
Trying
you know,
to sabotage Phil.
so
So
back
what
back
did
to
What did you think of the pacing of the books?
I thought the pacing was right on. You know, it's just the proper pacing for the story that you wanted to tell, the type of story that it is. You know, I can't really articulate it much better than that. My voice is a little gruff right now. I've got this allergy thing going on, so but yeah, the story, you know, the pacing seemed perfect to me. You know, I know she sort of had a sort of a crime noir kind of a you know, the black backgrounds going on in issue 1, which, you know, I tend to like that. You know, and of course in issue 2 you brighten things up, you kind of expanded the artwork across the page where it bleeds off. I like that really well. You know, so
Well, the remaster of book 1 actually reflects more of the style of book 2 now, but
that's right.
I just felt the
Okay.
black borders were making it claustrophobic in some cases, and I wanted to, like you said, you perfectly said, open it up. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
did I send you the remaster? I'm
No,
gonna send
but
you I'm gonna send you a digital PDF of the remaster. As a matter of fact, if any one of you wants to see the remaster, I'll send you all a digital PDF of the remaster to see the difference. I mean,
Totally,
you know, everybody's worked on the book, so
I think
and
the
Greg has bought like
remaster
$5 billion
is really
of
cool.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, and
What's
what you
nice
should-
was because Phil reached out to certain people and asked their opinions of book 1, and took that and took it back to like Ricardo and did some you know, stuff with the coloring. And I mean, everybody has been so cool with the book. There's no egos involved, and they took the feedback and they fixed. You know, you do the quotation thing, fixed.
Right.
Not that it really needed fixing, but
No, it's
Phil
fine.
wanted to put out a better product, and they did it. No questions asked, which was really neat.
Look, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I really just want to put out a professional level book that we can be proud of and it represents us well, and that you as the reader feel was worth your money. I know there are people busting their ass at jobs that they're not happy with, and some of them are not even making $10 or $15 an hour. And I'm asking you to spend $15 on my 36-page book. That means an hour of your day that you're not happy at is what you're bartering for my book. So the least I can do is give you the highest print quality, the best art and covers by like everyone that's here, and a story that is, you know, I hope to believe is worth reading. Because my writing style, comics are written in these short forms now again, right? We've gone away from the Chris Claremont days where it's a spider web that's plots are opening here and there and stuff. I write in that vein where I'm introducing things that are seeds that are going to grow into something later. And I do close some plot lines before I flood you with more. But life is not linear. I mean, everyone we meet, there's a separate little subplot story with that person and something going on. And sometimes they bleed, sometimes they cross, sometimes they mix. And that's how I write this book. So that's why I asked about the pacing, because I don't know if readers are used to that anymore since the Claremont days. I'm not saying I'm as good a writer as Claremont by any means. He's a legend. But style-wise, I admire his work so much. I think I've picked up his kind of style of writing. Again, I'm not saying I'm on his level. I'm just saying style of writing.
Yeah.
But you're definitely setting the pace of the story. Like they were saying, the first one is in your face in action. Here's a quick little let's get you into the story. The second one takes the car, takes the off ramp, we're going to go down this way for a little bit. We're going to explore some more of the story, and it's good storytelling is the arc. It works as the arc because you're getting people involved in other parts of the characters and getting them to experience what else is going on in the story in that world, not just focusing on tragedy the whole time, because that'll wear you out. It'll get tiresome after a while. You want to see what else is going on in this world that you've got.
I mean, the first 5 issues, Breath of the Dragon is just as relevant as she is, and going forward, it's a journey it's her journey, but it's not just her journey. Because think about it, Jason has his own journey in life, so do I, but our journeys are intertwining to a degree, right? And like Kevin, you and I have become better friends and we talk more often. It's intertwining. That's life. That's the realism of and the humanity of life. You start to connect to people, or even whether it's in a positive or negative way, people are presented in your life, even if it's for a short time, and they become very significant even for a moment. And how you handle those interactions, how you handle the circumstances you're thrown into, is what makes the character relatable and interesting or not. So that's kind of where I go with this. So I appreciate what you're saying, Charles. I didn't mean to cut you off. If there's anything else you want to say, and then I want to get into your book.
Well, I just wanted to say, as far as your characters, Grace O'Connor, she's very, very relatable, like Ann said, very relatable because she's just a down-to-earth, type person, seems like, that's came from a abusive background. And, I think most people, she's very strong, so most people can relate to that, and she doesn't really have any superpowers, she just kind of has her abilities.
Irish woman. She's a stubborn Irish woman.
That's
she has
all you need, really.
abilities and weapons and things like that. And Big Tony, he's real relatable. He's a big guy in a comic book with a big gut. So he's like the everyman.
Well, the funny thing is, he's actually fashioned after my friend from 11 years old, who's actually that big.
Okay,
and he's a gentle giant, and he's the strongest person I've ever met. And he's got a gut, and I just thought it was realistic. Yeah,
that's very, very relatable to the everyman. So I think that's kind of good, because it's just kind of something that you can say, hey, that's me, or whatever. So
well, a lot of people like Tony too because of his arc. I mean, this is a guy that's invulnerable and super strong. Obviously, his organs are not, and his eyes are not, because if they were solid like that, he couldn't live. And he gets into a confrontation with the Breath of the Dragon, and he almost dies. Now, imagine you're invulnerable. Nobody can kick your ass. You're unstoppable your whole life, and you just faced your mortality for the first time. It's all been a lie. All of a sudden, I'm not indestructible. I almost died. How do you face that? And that's his journey going on. And then you've got Joe, who's his best friend, but also the head of the Italian mafia. You're going to learn about Joe, and you get tidbits about Joe, who had an abusive childhood, and Joe was treated and told he'll be nothing, etc. And Joe's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to prove to the world he's a somebody. And that's why he's the head of the mafia doing these bad things, because to him, power is strength, and strength and power over the people that bullied him, abused him, told him he'd be nothing. And he struggles with Tony's wussification of facing his mortality. He's like, the Breath of the Dragon stole your balls. What's going on here? So the two of them fight Breath of the Dragon in the second issue. And Joe and Tony have a camaraderie. It's like the way I'm busting balls with Kevin, they bust balls with each other. At the end of the day, they love each other, and they'll have each other's back no matter what. But at the same time, they've got their different stories that make them conflict sometimes. They butt heads. But they'll always be there for each other, because no relationship is 100%. How many of us are married and sometimes, your wife wants to kill you, or you just want, oh, God, I can't take this. But you love them. You love them, and you'll always love them, and that's the way it goes. And that's part of love, is frustration, I mean, the best love is when you're frustrated, because if you don't love them that much, you wouldn't be that affected by them. You don't get upset with people you don't give a crap about. You're like, why do I care? Goodbye. The people that
Your
matter to you are the ones that
husband.
piss you off the most.
Right.
I'm gonna take note of this, dear future husband, in the word of Phil Russell.
Hey Phil, I'm gonna bounce off. I got to get up early to work tomorrow, but
No, the work thing.
congrats on the campaign launching, man. It's looking good, and everybody here, thanks for being a part of it. That's great to meet all y'all. And, you know, my legendary guys, you know. But y'all have a good night, and I'll be pledging here pretty soon. You know that, boss.
You're on the book, man. I don't ask cover artists to do that.
No, I want some other covers though. You know what I'm saying?
bad.
Yeah.
Well, in all seriousness, I mess with Kevin a lot. He's got a great attitude, man. I appreciate you. I do, and I love your cover. It deserved to be the studio cover too. And I look forward to you being on future issues and just growing with you, man, as a friend and as your rep. And that's it.
Yeah, brother. Glad to be here, man.
And I look forward
All right,
to
guys.
that logo on my prose book.
I've got several font types topped up, looking pretty good. I've just got to narrow it down. I'll show you. I'll send it to you.
Sweet. I have
right.
a short story book that's theological fiction. And Will Pladen is painting a cover that just looked, I mean, just the draft was incredible. And Kevin is doing the font design, you know, for the title of the book. And I'm just excited. This is going to be done soon. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not for organized religion. I'm not against it. It's just my faith is in God, not man. And I don't put my spiritualism on anyone, but I feel God has taken good care of me. And just when I thought shit was going to go down, he pulled my ass out of the fire. And this book, you know, we all have questions. We all, you know, why would God let this happen or why would that happen? And this book has a bunch of different stories that have some different twists, some science fiction thrown in. Kevin read it, things like that. Greg read it. But at the same time, in my own way, in creative ways, I answer those questions that we all ponder in ways that you might not have thought of. And they're all tied down by a human perspective and relationship with God in there. And the devil comes. The devil shows up. And the book is called The Devil's in the Details. And this book is actually meant to be inspiring and hopeful because everything is negative these days. And I didn't want my book to be bleak. I wanted everybody to know that no matter how hard it gets, God's got you. He's got you. And if you don't believe in God, right, I still think you'll enjoy the book because it's not preachy. I'm not telling you, beating you over the head with God. It's just a story of hope and faith and positivity. And you don't have to believe in God. You could believe in any other God, or you could believe just in yourself, because I have stories that it all ties together. God can only help those who help themselves. It's like an alcohol. You could have an alcoholic friend until they're ready to clean up. No matter how much you love them, there's nothing you can do for them. And that's the same with God, in my opinion. So it's not a preachy book, but it is a motivating, positive book in my mind. And I look forward to putting it out there. And Kevin's a part of it. So thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
Yeah, there's
right,
definitely going to be a story in there somewhere that'll touch each one of you.
I thought it was a comic. I thought he was going to go off with a comic on it at first when I was reading it. I was like, I see how these stories can tie together. I was like, all right, Phil, is this going to be a comic book? What are you going to do with this?
Yeah, that was
actually
a story. That was going to be my question. Yeah, so we're talking a novel here, a short story novel?
It's a short story prose book. Yeah, it's not a comic book. It's written.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I was already visualizing panels and everything and like
Well,
the story extending out.
Well, Kevin, I might even talk to you about it one day because the first story is called Withered, and it's my favorite of the stories. It's very, very, I think it's very heavy and powerful, actually.
Yeah, it is.
That's the one that hit me, so, yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be surprised if some people teared when they read some of these stories. I mean, they really are touching, and they're from me. And look, every character is a piece of me. I am not going to lie. So when you read this, if you read this, you're gonna get to know me a little more because they're all me on some level, and maybe they're you too. And that's how I write. I write my dialogue and my characters in the most human way possible because at the end of the day, I know this sounds corny. I'm god darn serious about this. We all struggle. We all roll up in a ball and cry. Go ahead, on.
Sorry, I gotta go soon too.
Yeah.
But maybe you can mix it up. You know, like because if you have a bunch of quick small story, you know, then you can have one that's done in comic form, or you can have illustrated images in between. Because I just did a book that's in that kind of format. A collection story.
I thought about the chapter images too, but I might even adapt it to comic. You know, why not?
And I'll do a sketch cover for it.
if Kevin was able to see, like, already envision it reading through the prose, that's an easy comic adaptation. I mean, I get tons of stuff in prose all the time, and I adapt it into sequentials.
Oh, I was seeing a whole like adventure story like tied in with that too.
There's a war that is spoken of that could be explored, but it wasn't the central point of the story. But it could always be brought in. I don't want
the one with the cafe with the old man and the boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild, dude. That was like, okay, this is going to be really good because it felt like I want to compare it to anything, but it kind of had a supernatural a little bit. It felt like anything I could tie it to, or maybe some Stephen King aspect to it. But it was wild. Those characters were really good.
Yeah, because they weren't what you thought they were.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very spiritual. It is not beat you over the head religion. It's just spiritual, and I'm proud of it. I mean, I don't think I'm a great writer. I think I'm a good storyteller. I have to work on writing, but I think I'm a good storyteller. And one thing I think I am good at is dialogue, realistic dialogue. Mm-hmm. That I think I'm good at because you write from what you know. And I'm going to be 50, and I've run into a lot of people in life, and I've watched their personalities and how they react to things and how they deal with things, how I react with things and how I deal with things, and how flawed we are, and yet how great we can be at the same time. And tragedy is no different. When I write characters, I think everybody can relate on some level. There's a piece of all of us in them because at the end of the day, we all just want to feel significant, right? Mm-hmm. We want to feel like we matter. We want to feel like we're leaving an imprint on this life somehow, and that it was worth it.
And speaking of significant, we're at $2,000 in the campaign.
Yeah, nice. 2041.
Wow.
And I like that you said that because we are there. We, all of us, every one of us, you all are part of this. Every one of you. And that includes Charles and Greg because Greg, I think, second mortgaged his house for all the money he spends on my campaigns. And Charles has been a huge, consistent supporter. It's all of you. I don't.
Glad to do it.
I mean, seriously, I don't know what to say because one of my bucket list things was to create a comic, and it's hard. It's hard. And the success, I beat myself up a lot. I don't see success where people do because to me, I haven't done shit yet. But I understand it's relative. There are people that are lucky to make 2,000 on the campaign, and I just did it in 2 hours and a half. So I do respect and understand that. I'm not downplaying that. But I just don't feel like I've accomplished anything yet. I'm in game 1 of the playoffs, and I've got 15 more games to play. I got a lot of fight in me. I'm a fucking pit bull. I'm the most motivated son of a bitch you're ever going to see, and I don't quit. I don't get down. I get angry. Period. When shit goes wrong, I just look at how to fix it, and let's go. I will not be stopped. I am the train. Come with me. Please be on the train with me. But I'm not stopping. And these tracks keep going. And I love and appreciate all of you for supporting that and wanting to be a part of that. What more is that you want me to be a part of your train ride, where you're going, your journey. It's not all about me. It's about you. So I appreciate all of you on a level that, as corny as it is sincere. you know. And having said that, to put it back to Charles, Charles is a very talented artist and a writer. I got to read his script of his book that's coming out, Cold Cutter. It's really good. And I'm not a noir guy, and I liked it. And he wrote it well. He wrote it in a traditional pulp noir kind of way, but not in that boring, bland way that made me go, "Oh, can I just get through this?" So, tell us about your book, buddy.
Okay, my book is titled Cold Cutter, and it's basically a modern crime noir story set in New York City. And I'm the creator, writer, artist of the book. I've had this story kind of in my head, or this idea in my head for like 20 years. And one day it just came to me. Here's the story. It just came to me. So it's just like, you know, I just had to go write it down, you know. So I started writing the script, which is more or less an artist script. It's not a full, like a prose type of, you know, a Chris Claremont script, but it's something that I could use to lay out my pages and do my storyboards from. And so yeah, it's basically a lot of. I'm hearing some feedback here. So kind of weird.
Do you have the show? Does somebody have a show on?
So I'll start talking again. Maybe it'll be all right. So basically, you know, one of my early influences as far as these types of books or this type of style, or just, I don't know how to really say it, but, you know, Miller, you know, his stuff in the 80s was kind of something that kind of struck me. You know, it's like, I'd like to do something really cool one day. And I'm no Frank Miller, but, you know, in my own way, my own style, you know, I'm just trying to tell a crime noir story that hopefully will be, you know, an entertaining, quality book. And that's what I'm after.
Phil, you're muted.
Yep, I think you.
There you go. I
Yeah,
think
you're
it
good.
looks great and it reads great, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to ask everybody who's watching, support Charles. He's a good man, and it's a quality book. And when it comes out, he's been drawing it and bleeding, making this book. He's been sweating and bleeding and crying and doing his best to put out a great book. So please support him, because as you can see, he's kind of shy on the camera. And we're going to have to market him more and promote him more and get him out there. And you got to give him some love. All right. I mean that.
Where
Please,
can
when
we
he's ready to go.
Where can we follow it or you or what either or both?
Yeah, I'm on the Facebook at the Art of Charles W. Morgan, and also on Instagram under Charles W. Morgan.
Drop
So
it
you
in the
can follow
chat,
me there.
Charles.
I will.
Very cool.
I will.
Yeah,
I'll drop it in.
And
So
I
I've
don't know
got.
if- Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say I got some pictures. You know, some a few posts of some interior art. I've got my covers posted on there. Some full. I got a few full color covers. I want to do a couple of color covers, maybe 3. I'm also collaborating with the legendary Joe Rubenstein on a cover.
Cool.
So he's actually
Wow.
going to ink one of my covers. So he's like my mentor. So,
Thank
you
you,
know, he's
Ron.
kind of,
I just checked. Yeah, it looks good.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Terminator piece that you did. Very cool.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
See, this is what it's about for me, man. Introducing
I
people,
appreciate
seeing new talent, meeting new people, and then the support train just keeps going. You know, that's what community is, and I love this. It's cool.
I wish I could see who was speaking to me, but I can't because everybody's frozen on my screen.
Now, believe me, and at least in my case, you don't.
Okay.
So, Greg, I realize that you've had to sit quiet for a while, and there's no Bruins game to keep you distracted, so I apologize.
That's okay.
So I met Greg again through CreatorCon. He's been a friend and a supporter. I mean, he's a friend. I've gotten to hang out with him, talk to him, confide in him. He's read my prose book and given feedback. He's read Tragedy. He's been probably the biggest supporter of Tragedy, which I'm grateful for. And
Well, if we go by weight, yeah.
It's by sheer volume.
Yes, yes.
And honestly, I'm very humbled and grateful by what Greg has done for me. And you know, you basically gave me feedback on Tragedy, and if you wouldn't mind sharing that, I appreciate it.
So weird to talk about the book because it's still kind of new to me with
Because it
stuff
was
like
toilet
this.
paper for me when I ran out.
But for me, like all this, the Kickstarter and Indiegogo stuff was all I didn't even know it existed a while back, and so I met Phil through Chris Campana. I met Chris. Chris is an awesome guy, and then I saw this CreatorCon thing where it was basically Phil and Chris just breaking each other's stones for 2 hours. It was awesome. It was just
That doesn't sound right.
it was so cool. I'm like, like who is this Phil guy? He's pretty funny. Come to find out, he had his tragedy book on Kickstarter, and by the time I looked for it, it had already finished. But phenomenal. It catches your eye right away. The font and the logo is the first thing that just jumps out at you. The art, because as Phil will tell you, I love art. I love the comic art. I can say that there's 1, 2, 3, well, 3 of you here. I have pieces of art from you, and before it was a larger number, and my wife is over there, in the other room going, yes, you do have a lot of art from them. But so I think I messaged Phil or something about, can I still get the book? I know it's over, and he was about to release it on Indiegogo, so I picked it up then, and book 1, it was great. So you're so used to what Marvel and DC and those guys are putting out right now, and it's really not good at what they're doing. It's just rehashed, same stuff. It's nothing new. There's very few books out there that are actually worth reading. So it was refreshing. It's well written. The art was good. The quality is second to none. Like An was saying, the quality of the paper, the quality of the print, just the colors, the art, and the story's great. The story's fantastic. Now you follow that up with issue number 2, and it gets even better. And you like Phil said, you fall in love, with the characters, with Tony. Tony's great. It's just a really good book. I've been blessed to get to know Phil as a person and as a friend, and actually through Phil, I've been able to meet some of you guys. And who knew that Sean knew Phil? I was at Terrificon last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. I was just thinking. I'm like, yeah, Terrificon, the all the Wolverine head sketches.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes,
So
that's right.
Yeah, so I have a if I ever finish the Man Cave, the wall of Wolverine.
Yeah, I want to see
And,
all of them. I know you've got. I mean, how many pieces now?
Oh God, we can't say that when the wife is listening.
Yeah, I know you've
She's
got a
gonna know when you hang
pretty
them
big
up.
collection.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Sean's piece was phenomenal.
Oh, thank you,
Unbelievable.
man. Thank you.
And I saw Phil at Terrificon, and he's like, "Well, who did you get pieces from?" I said, "Oh, this guy over here. This Sean Carlson."
Oh,
And he's like, oh, I know Sean. Come on, let's go see Sean. and then saw you again at Phil's show, and I'm sure I'll see you at other shows. But
yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Being,
I know
being-
so many. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sharon.
Oh no, just terrific on again this year. And where are you from, Greg?
I'm up in Bethel, Connecticut. So I know
Oh,
you guys
okay.
are all not in Connecticut. So
No, not far, not far.
By the way, I know so many artists that as a nurse, I was doing an assessment on a patient today at their home, and we got on the subject of me being an art collector, and they're like, "Do you know such and such artists?" They go, "Oh yeah, I know them real well. They were at my latest show." And they're like, "You're kidding? I'm not." No. So the patient's daughter texts that artist right in front of me to say, "Do you know Phil? You've done his show." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I know Phil."
That's
know
cool.
so
Small
many damn
world.
artists. I know.
It is.
Look, at the end of the day, what we have is the connections we make with the other people on Earth, you know, and those are the things that last. Everything else doesn't last, you know. Our health doesn't last. Nothing lasts, but those relationships do, if you want them to. But
everybody's been so great, you know, and again, Phil's book is phenomenal, and you know, actually through Phil, then I'm ended up pledging on Jason's books, and Jason's books are great too. I love
they
them.
are. They really are.
Some roundabout way, you know, from knowing Phil, and so this guy John Ottinger does these live draws on Sunday. And yes, there you go. Guess who gets that? I won
you
this
got
week.
that?
Yeah.
You won again?
I know.
Such a
I was starting to
whore.
feel bad though. I was in a drought for a couple weeks.
You're
I
such
didn't
a
win.
whore.
But it's so cool. So two of the pieces I get to give to my two nieces, you know, and that's what it's all about, is being able to share this stuff too. So on Vu's pieces that I got, the Star Wars and the Padawan covers that you did, those were presents for my brother-in-law, and he loves them. So it's just about, it's so nice to be able to make other people happy with the stuff that you guys do, because you guys are so talented, and it just blows me away. So, and it's just awesome. I'm blessed to know you guys. So now that I got all sappy and whatnot.
Well, thank you.
No,
Thank you for supporting, us indie guys. It means a ton.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, absolutely. The feeling 100% goes both ways. Yeah, because otherwise we'd be I'd be sitting at Terrificon in a big convention center that's empty, just me and my table, so it's you guys are the fire that's powering all this. 100%.
Well, it's funny because at Terrificon, I had never met Greg face to face before. We talked a few times, and he was following the show. And I'm walking by with some chicken to bring over to Dave Ryan, who I'm sitting with. He was letting me hang with him for the weekend, and I hear Phil Russert. I'm like, who the hell?
Which usually makes Phil duck and cover.
Yeah. No, when I get Philip Michael Russert, I shit myself. But that's usually my wife's voice. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't recognize that voice calling me, but they seem to know me. He's like, you're Phil, right? I'm like, you saw me across the room and knew who I am? Well, who the hell is this? He's like, oh, I'm Greg Johnston. I was like, oh, shit, hey, what's going on? And then him and I talked like we knew each other for 20 years. So
yeah, it was great.
Cool. Yeah, it was fun. I love that stuff. I mean, as much as there are a few people that I'd like to smack the shit out of, most people are awesome.
But like on our level, the cool thing is, Greg getting to know fans and supporters and that sort of thing by first name, recognizing the name when they say it to you. I've been on a bunch of boards and stuff, and I've gotten letters printed in comics. Those guys aren't going to recognize my name when I, approach them at a con.
I was scared to death that first when I went up to and met. So the first pieces of art I got were basically from Chris Campana, and Ryan Kincaid was up at a show.
Cool.
Keith Williams. But I don't know what I was thinking. I was afraid to talk to these guys because, being a stupid fanboy at that point, you know, you look up to what you guys can do because
Right.
we can't do it. There's no way we can do what you do. But you start talking to them, and those, I'd say those three guys just made me feel so at ease, and they were just so chill and so laid back.
They
that,
all
you
are.
know, then I'm like, oh, I don't mind approaching these people. They put their pants on just like I do, you know, and or don't, you know, in Phil's case.
Keith
No, that's
is
true.
awesome and such a sweet guy. He's another one. When I was doing those handouts, I reached out to him and he got back to me right away and did a couple sketch cards for my last campaign.
Who is this?
Just a hell of a nice guy. Keith.
Oh, Keith, the mayor.
The mayor.
Keith Williams,
The mayor.
yeah, he's a really cool guy. Yeah,
I mean, he's
awesome.
even nicer. His wife, when she's around, she's a sweetheart.
She
and a
is.
half.
She's great. Listen, I saw him last week at the Little Giants Comic Show in New Hampshire, and I'm driving, and this guy cuts me off, and he's driving, and then he does 80 in the left lane, and I'm like, that's fucking Keith Williams.
No shit, really?
And I talk to Keith all the time. You know, he's a good guy. He's a friend. So I'm next to him looking at him like, motherfucker, you just cut me off, like joking around. And he's just like this, not even paying attention. His wife's looking forward like this. They don't even know I'm next to him. So I text him.
That's
I go,
how he gets to all these shows. He must
Yeah,
drive
I
100
know.
miles an hour because he's at every show.
I was gonna say that. I'm like, that's how he's every weekend without a break for the past 6 months. I don't know
Yeah.
how
That's why I call him
he
the mayor.
does every show everywhere. Yeah, he's relentless, man.
But I text him the next day, I go, 80 miles an hour, really? Dude? And he goes, that was you in the Prius. He goes, that was you?
That's the flow of traffic here in Atlanta.
So real quick, let's check this out. Boom.
All right.
Where is it?
Nice.
46 backers, 2175. We're almost funded. Only 3 hours in. Look, I'm not doing like record numbers, but I am excited and grateful that I'm almost funded. And I mean, I don't know what I'm on par for. I would be grateful to just at least do what I did last time, but you know, it's asking for a lot, but we'll see. And I want to just show off these guys' covers one more time, and I'm going to try what On said about zooming in. Actually, I know another way to zoom in too that I won't screw it up.
Hey, Phil, I'm going to have to run, bud.
Charles, thank you for coming out. Thank you for the kind words, and we look forward to your book coming out.
Congratulations on your campaign, and the first night's going very well, and wish you the best.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
nice.
man. You have a great night.
Nice
We'll be
meet-
talking.
Okay, nice meeting y'all.
Nice
Same
meeting you.
here,
Have a
man.
good
meeting
night.
you.
Yeah, aloha.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, so it means we broke 2K, so they should get comic size print by now,
Yes.
right? Okay.
See, a lot of people do stretch goals after you meet the goal. I like to give you something back for what you're doing. So I do the stretch goals before the goal because, I mean, come on, you're investing in me. You should, be rewarded and shown gratitude. So I like to do stretch goals prior.
That is sweet.
Did Alex? Oh, okay. I love that guy. Alex Sarabia, I have the great pleasure of repping too, and he's just a sweetheart of a guy and such a talent. Jesus Christ, Alex Sinclair is amazing. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks awesome. That's really cool.
Well, look at this one. This is the Shiznit!
Thank you.
Dude, and by the way, you guys should go look at the old campaign of issue 2. I have to go in a reprint actually, but Kenny Calderon's cover was phenomenal, and he's got another one that's coming for the next book that's phenomenal. You need to check it out. This is what you get when you deal with Sean Carlson. Just professional. It's just beautiful. It's symbolic. He's telling you a story. It's not just a pinup. Just beautiful. You need to back 8 more projects and stay there, Phil. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
You don't make it easy on people with these campaigns, Phil, because as a creator, I know I'm getting a comp book, but I still like to get in there and pick a couple other covers. And you always have so many damn covers to choose from. Like I have a hell of a
Tell
time
me
to pick
about
which
it.
one I want. Man.
I know.
Well, how do you turn away this talent? You can't. I want these people on the book. I mean, look at what An Vu did. I mean, look at these two right here. I mean, you would think that it was a Marvel or DC veteran of 20 years. I mean, look at these covers, man. They're freaking phenomenal. You know?
Wow,
and then
man.
look
Thank
at,
you.
John
Thank you.
Oettinger.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, if these were the only three covers I had on there, never mind Kevin's and everybody else's, you would be like, holy shit, this dude knows talent. Look at this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, my God. James, who was on earlier, and Angel.
That's why I got the cover book on the last campaign.
And I'll do that again when after book 4, because there'll probably be another 50 covers.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I have to check and see if anybody bought this. I hope they go over to Nicholas and get the other half, because this is freaking 90s sweetness. Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
You gotta-
pretty badass.
You gotta get the other one because you want to connect her hair at least.
Exactly.
That's a very good piece of her.
And
Yeah.
her arm, yeah. But I love Nicholas's character. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, I mean, this is what we got going on. And if you like original art, guys, there's original art tiers. One by a Marvel DC Pro, one by Ricardo, who I'm telling you now, don't sleep on him, because if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make that man famous.
I think you put those tiers in just for me.
What's that?
I
Oh,
think you put those tiers in just for me.
yeah,
Phil.
actually, as a thank you to Greg, I had Ricardo do a full Wolverine for him, because Greg just you have no idea what Greg has done for me. He bought I fought with him. Jesus Christ, I fought with him. He bought a bunch of book 1s, and he gave them to comic stores, and he wouldn't. I told him just take them, and he wouldn't take them, and he insisted on paying for them, and he put them out in comic stores in Connecticut. I mean, who does that?
Wow, that's awesome.
Look at that. We're almost there, man. I think we'll fund before I wake up. I hope so.
Oh, definitely. It'll be easy.
Phil, a couple of things that you've mentioned from someone who obviously I've pledged to Tragedy and one or two others, but from someone from the outside who doesn't know how Kickstarter works, the stretch goals. What can you just, again, talking to someone who doesn't understand it, what are those? Could you just
Yeah. So, stretch goals. Here's the thing: when you do a campaign, right? I mean, we're charging more for the books, and you know, because our print runs are way more expensive. What the hell happened? Hang on, where did everybody go? That was so freaking weird. No, I don't want that. Sorry, hang on.
you saw just your face on there, and it was a little
Yeah,
shocking.
It was all weird. Yeah, exactly. I shocked myself. I thought actually I was ass up. I was like, what happened? It's like, why is my vertical smile shot? Anyway, so what you do is you offer stretch goals, and what they are freebies. And there's several reasons for doing them. One is to entice people like, oh, you know what? I want to get to that goal because I really want that sticker. I'm going to up my pledge to get to that goal.
Okay.
Another reason, though, and this is my reason for them, hence why I don't wait until after you meet the goal, is you're paying more for my book than you would off a rack, even though it's 36 pages without ads. You know, our print runs are expensive because we're not doing 100,000 or 50,000 print runs, so we're paying a lot per book. So sadly, we have to charge more for the books. So I look at it like, at the very least, let me throw you a little more for your bang for your buck. Now there are backer goals, which are when we reach 100 backers, you get this, which I might throw that in there. There are monetary stretch goal monetary goals. When we reach 2,000, you get the sticker, the print, which we unlocked. And you can do things like that. So I didn't on this one do a backer goal, but I might. Money has been really hard for me lately because I was out of work for a long time. Long story. I'm not going to get into it. So I'm doing the best I can. But I'd like to do a backer goal like when we hit 100 or 150 or something. Maybe it's like a print everybody gets or a sticker or something, you know. I mean, actually, maybe I can do the sticker. I have an awesome sticker. You know that Chance Wolf cover I got where she's like this with the blade and the mask is cracked and it's just so colorful. It looks like a 90s badass. I love that cover.
It's your banner at conventions, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chance gave me what's the word? The vector.
Oh.
The vector, so I can make it a die cut sticker. So maybe I'll do that as a giveaway for if we reach 100 backers or 200 backers, because that's a badass.
Yeah, that's a great image. Yeah.
It's one of my all-time favorites. Good night, Angel. Thanks for coming out. Thank you for a great cover. I appreciate you, my friend. Have a great night.
I have to go too. Gotta
thank
eat
you
dinner.
so much. Thanks for sticking around.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on. And thank you for letting me be a part of the whole family here. I will be in touch with you. I got some ideas and something I would like to work on. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for having me here. And thank you for letting me meet all these wonderful people and getting to know everyone's project as well. I'm going to make sure I follow everyone. But other than that, much aloha, much mahalo to everyone. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks again for
Damien, nice
amazing
meeting
work.
you.
Have a good night.
I'll see you.
I'm gonna start doing that. I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Dude, we're almost funded, and we're 3 hours in, so that's fantastic. I'm grateful. I really look. I'm a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. I'll be the first person to give you the shirt off my back or my foot in your ass, and it's really all up to you, you know. And those of you who have interacted with me well enough know I'm not afraid to cry in front of you. I'm not afraid to be angry in front of you. I'm not afraid to be mushy and loving in front of you, because you know what? I'm not afraid to be real. You know, people want to stuff it away and hide it and act like it's not part of humanity. Go for it, but that's how I am, and I don't apologize for it. I'll apologize for my big mouth, but that's about it. But honestly, I do appreciate all of you. I really do. You're good people that my life has just been better for meeting you. I've had many conversations with Sean, even just standing in a parking lot, hanging out for an hour and a half talking, or I've had plenty of conversations with Jason, Kenny, Greg, you know, John. I've had any conversation I've ever had with John. It was just always been pleasant, and he's just a good guy. And you all make this happen. I mean, I would be writing to nobody if it wasn't for what you guys contribute to make it look shiny and pretty and attractive to people. And I can't thank you enough. I mean, I'm going to be 50 in October, and I get to say that I did something that I wanted to do since I was a little boy. And it's because of you guys. And it's because of everyone that's pledged and backed. Because no matter what happens, I got 3 books under my belt. Even if I never get to do a 4th, and I'll not, you know, how many people in the world can say they got to do that, you know?
Yeah, from the ground up. Just, yeah, and the way it's taken off, man, has I said this to you once in person, you know, all the networking that you've done, and you know, not just in creating CreatorCon, the convention and all that, but all the networking that you've done and people you've met, and the way everyone responds to you has built this into what it is before probably the first book was even written.
And that's the funny thing.
So,
I was building it without even knowing, because I was just being me and doing my thing. And that's also why I feel like, you know, God helps you and he puts things where they belong and they happen how they're supposed to. I'm not pushing that belief on anybody. I'm just expressing how I believe. And it's true. It's come around. It's not just, look, I had a major disappointment recently and I'm trying to get over emotionally, to be honest with you. You know, when you do something really, when you bleed for somebody and you help them become successful and they steal from you and they betray you, it's a hard thing. It's hard on your pride. It's hard on your morale. And the more you let people get away with it, the more you kind of feel like a doormat and you're letting people walk on you. But it's a tough fine line, because if you call them out publicly, I start getting a reputation, you know. But I have to focus on the good more. You know, I think it's all our. For some reason, we're all inclined to focus on the negative, right? I mean, think about it. You could have a great day, but maybe you interacted with some snooty asshole at the supermarket, and that shit sits with you for hours. And it's like, why did I allow them that power? Why did I allow that 10 minutes to rule the rest of my day that was really good up until then? I think we all do it.
It's human nature. That's I think that's a hardwired psychological thing. That's just a part of human nature. That's just ingrained in us. Yeah,
I agree, and you know, I'm dealing with that right now, but I'm trying to stay positive. There was a lot of stress and negatives going into this campaign with Kickstarter not approving and things not being done on time. Not anybody's fault. Other people have lives and schedules. So it was stressful, and yet, you know what? It all came into play. It worked out. We went live.
Yeah.
The campaign is doing well. We're $193 away from funding, and I'm blessed. And sometimes I just need to kick myself in the ass and remember that, you know, the person that did really wrong, they're a scumbag, and I don't know how they face their children, but that's their journey. They're gonna have to face somebody someday, not me. Not me.
And Phil, looking at like, the group on tragedy, the group in this room here, like I was talking to my buddy the other day, and I was telling him like, I'm working on 3 books of my own. I'm working on your book. I got the other books that I'm lettering, and I was talking
I
to
just got a new one today.
Yeah. And he asked me, he's like, man, why do you put yourself through this? Your campaigns don't make any money. He's like, all you're getting out of it is high blood pressure, more stress, more white whiskers on my beard. And like, it's just a passion. Doing like, talking to you and I talk, like it's a passion. And when you go into your daytime job, your coworkers aren't passionate about it. Like, everybody doesn't want to be there. Everybody's just there because they got to be there. When we're doing this, like, the guys we work with, we're all excited about. We're all passionate. Like your book, my book, everybody else that's working on a book, like that's a passion. And, we just feed off of each other. So, your success here is our success. And like, we're all working to the same goal. And it's just a good feeling.
It's funny. Larry Stroman is a friend of mine, and Larry Stroman is a really good man. He did something really kind for me. He was there for me, and he's the craziest white guy he knows. He goes, "You almost died from COVID, and in 4 months you write 13 scripts and have a physically published book in people's hands in 4 months." He goes, "Who the hell does that?" And Sean Chen, who's a very modest, he's not a boisterous, loud guy like me. He told me I had balls of steel. He goes, "I watch you just jump into shit, the art repping, the comic, the convention, this live stream show." And he goes, "And you just jump in without any fear, and you do pretty good at it." He's like, he goes, "I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that." And I'm like, "Yeah," says the guy who's a successful Marvel DC artist. I mean, come on, the guy's, by the way, probably the most underrated artist in the industry. But when you hear things like that, we all like affirmation, right? And when you get affirmation from people that you've admired their work for so many years and you feel they've achieved Mount Everest, it inspires you, it motivates you. And we should be sharing that inspiration and motivation to each other. Like you said, it should be infectious. We need to do that. Why not? And I had someone complain that I have a lot of covers, and I looked at them, I said, but I just employed a lot of artists. I just built relationships with good people, and it was fun. What more do you need?
Yeah, I don't understand. How is that a complaint? You don't have to buy all of them.
Because some people are tainted.
Pick the one you like.
Yes, you do.
Because some people are tainted it's a cash grab. Some people are tainted that it's a cash grab because Marvel and DC do it to buffer their numbers. I'm not doing it to buffer my numbers. Let's be honest here, and I don't mean this to be rude or arrogant. I could get a huge name to do a cover, no problem, because I know a lot of people having run shows. It's no secret. Look at the people I've had do covers.
Right.
I can get one big name, sell a shit ton of books, and be fine with it. It's less printing headaches. and it's less. You know what I mean? It's less money. I throw a lot of money out on all these covers. It's a lot of dealing, wheeling and dealing. I buy all the original art from all the artists, so you're not sitting on my indie character and you made money. And it's print runs, and it's a lot of comps that I lose money on. So it's not a cash grab. It's a love for what you do. It's an appreciation for what you do, and it's fucking fun. That's it. It's fun. I love having the covers. I love looking at this and going, wow, I love that take that Kenny did on Breath of the Dragon. I love that take that Sean did on Tragedy. And John, my God, like the goth dance, the gothic like ballet that she did. It's just gorgeous. I get to see my character, my baby, envisioned by you. That's freaking awesome. To see so many versions of her. I've had people turn in covers and maybe the boots were not the same as the whatever. And people are like, dude, she's supposed to have military boots. What, you know, I go, I don't care. That's that artist's vision. It looked cool. And relax. You know, it's a nice take, you know? I love it. I'm having a blast. My day job is in the way, but I am having more fun than I've ever had being able to orchestrate this book. And I don't say create because I'm not the one doing the pages. I wrote the story, created the characters in the world, but I didn't bring it to life. And I'm going to tell you now, Alex Sarabia is doing my character designs, and he does them to the T. I send him tons of references, and he pulls it out of my head, and he puts it on paper. And after the show, if you want to see them, I'll send you all in a DM. They're copyrighted, so they're safe, but I don't want to show them yet as spoilers. You remember that X-Men poster that said things to come, and it in the 90s, and it had different characters? Yeah. I'm going to do one of those for fun. I'm going to do one with these characters. When you look at these characters, you're going to say two things. Holy crap, can Phil design characters? Those look awesome. And holy crap, he hates artists because that's such detail that who the hell is going to draw that in a ton of panels?
I was going to ask, has Ricardo cursed you out at all for the design of Breath of the Dragon at all yet?
It's dude, funny. Wait till you see the newer stuff. He's going to kill him. He's going to put a hit out on Phil.
You're lucky he's in another country.
No, honestly, Ricardo is the sweet dude, and he just he loves doing what he does. No complaint. I've never heard a complaint out of him, but I run it by him first. I say, listen, this is the design. Are you okay with this? And I will offer him a higher page rate for any page he has to draw a detailed character like that. I'm fine with it. You got to treat people right. You have to treat them with respect. And at the end of the day, I can't control how other people treat me, but I'm damn well going to treat you right. So if you're drawing my book and I give you a character that's so freaking detailed and it's maddening that you got to draw him in a whole book with fight scenes, I'm going to offer you a higher page rate for those pages because you're doing more work in those pages. It's fair.
Yeah, you're going to be rivaling Jack of Hearts costume design here soon.
Wait until you see what I show you. I am very proud of them, though. They look badass.
Oh, they're cool characters.
When you look at what Alex draws, you're going to be like, holy shit, this dude is insane. And Alex, just like Ricardo, is a top-notch talent, but the sweetest, humblest. He wants to put out the best work. He doesn't have an ego. He's not spoiled, and he's not like, I'm not doing that. That's too much. He's like, how do you want this? I had to... There's a character I'm going to show you that is extremely detailed. Okay. All right, hang on. You want to see? You mofos want to see?
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick.
I'm going to show you a character right now. And
I got to get some sleep there, Phil. So.
Oh, you know you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What the hell sleeps? What sleep?
No, I'm not. John's out in California.
Oh,
it's lost on Voosh.
9 o'clock out here. Past my bedtime.
I don't sleep.
When it was time for our Hawaii guest to go eat dinner, it's getting late.
You know all right, real quick, plug your band.
Okay. So I got a couple bands. If you guys are ever up in Connecticut, first one is Lost Rebel. You can check us out on Facebook, Lost Rebel CT. Also Bob's Fault, which is a we're just starting to play out with that band. You know, it's a lot of fun. And then I'm actually sitting in on the Tom Duffy band and just hanging out, adding in some harmonies and doing a couple songs with them. You know, guys that I actually coached their kids, a couple of their kids in lacrosse and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. We just have a ball. Will be Thursday. We're up here at the 1850 house in Southbury, Connecticut. And then Saturday we're at Shoot Gates in Thomaston, Connecticut, up in that area. But you guys aren't near me. So
He can sing, by the way. Great. Listen, he may not be a pretty front man, but that fucker can sing.
Phil and I talked about this. Okay, at the next time he has a con, all the musician artists and writers or whoever that Phil's going to play drums, I'm going to sing. We're going to get some bassists, guitarists, whatever. And after the show or whatever, we're just going to hang out and jam.
Nice.
So,
That sounds
Dude,
like fun.
at my last show, I was supposed to have Barry Kitson play guitar, Mike Lilly play bass, and me play the drums, but it didn't work out. It was going to be fun.
yeah, no, it's definitely going to happen. So,
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
but yeah, I got to get some sleep. Get up early in the morning.
Yeah,
to
well,
go to,
if it was
go
beauty
to work.
sleep, you sure needed.
It is. I need a lot of beauty sleep. Apparently, I've been
Jesus,
slacking.
no.
Yeah.
Thanks for backing my book, you ugly bastard. Go to bed.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
You didn't back
Thank
it
you.
yet.
All right, nice
John,
meeting you, Greg.
It was
Good
nice
seeing
meeting
you, Greg.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for your
Greg, have a
art.
good night.
Thanks for
Tremendous.
watching the show. I
Sean,
really appreciate it.
Love your art too.
Have a good night, Greg. Oh, thank you very much,
Jason.
man. Good to see you.
You're a Bills fan. Never mind.
Let's go Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it was nice meeting you too.
Likewise.
I look
Yeah,
forward to
I'm
getting
gonna bail
art
too.
from
I'm gonna
you
go.
guys.
Me and Greg gonna go crash.
Yeah.
So
Take
I'll
care
see you
then.
guys.
Together?
Phil, I'll
Alright,
talk to you
John.
later.
Yeah.
Great, thanks, John.
night, guys.
Thank you so much.
Good
You
meeting
guys
ya.
take
All
care.
right. Good night, guys.
Thanks again. Before you go here, all right, I want to show you this character design so you can go yell at me.
Oh shit.
Zoom in. What do we got here?
Yeah, zoom in.
Tab and the
I
other button.
can't make it
whatever.
bigger
Okay.
here. Shit. How do I make this bigger? Oh, what did on say? Hang on. She put it in the
Yeah, she
private
said
chat.
tab. I remember.
Hold down
now.
Control button and tab
Tab.
on the plus key. Oh, okay. So Control and plus.
Yeah.
Except it's doing the wrong screen. It's doing this. That didn't work out. Oh, it just.
This gives me Big Trouble in Little China vibes.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm going to send you all in a DM the characters. Like I said, they're copyrighted, so they're safe, but I'm trying not to
Yeah.
spoil too much. And you're going to look at them and go, God damn! You're going to hate me and love me at the same time.
Hey, I don't have to draw it.
Because you're going to have to letter it when he makes him take up a whole panel.
This is true.
All right, I'm going to show the trailer one last time. I understand if you guys got to go. I know it's been 3 hours and a half. You guys have been awesome. I'm sorry. I know I talk a lot, but I'm in marketing mode, guys.
Okay, I'll
so-
see ya.
Good night, John.
All right, John.
See
Night,
John,
John.
every
Nice
Sunday
meeting you,
night on
man.
his live stream. So I'm going to play the trailer real quick one last time, and then I'm going to have you guys plug one last time, and I'll let you go. But I need the sound. I think I turned off the sound. Yeah, I gotta redo it. Share. Not that share.
Real quick, Phil. While speaking of design and all that, her center torso, the sort of padding that though I don't know if padding is the right word, but was that
It's,
at all inspired by
ahead.
the Shocker?
No, it's funny that you asked that, but no. I wanted to break up the pattern with just plain white, and I thought,
Okay.
you know what, a stitched Kevlar would be kind of cool. But I can see now that you say that, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, just his famous, like, sort of
Yeah.
padding kind of thing. It
And
reminded
you know
me of
what?
that.
He's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him, Electro, and Scorpion, and Tarantula. I love those four. I think those guys don't get any love. They're treated
I
like
really
crap.
like Tarantula. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a great
man.
design.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, let's play this bad boy one more time. Homage to Frank Miller. And there you have it. That is Tragedy. I'm just gonna say this real quick. We're at 50 backers, by the way. That's awesome.
Wow.
I'm so grateful. That's wow. 50 people want my book. That's a small number to professionals, but to me, that's fucking huge. Anyway, there's still action in this issue, but it's 36 pages where you're really starting to flesh out characters and understand the story unfolding. And there's a shock ending. Again, and you're really going to start to see that the story is opening up. This is like a great the first 5 arc. There's an ending, so to speak, to one of the plot lines at the end of issue 5. That's the first arc. But this is where the book really starts to take off and become more deeper and it fleshed out, and you start to feel like you're really getting a sense of the story and the characters. This is a very important key issue, I think. And I'm not saying that because it's the latest issue. It really is. Now, issue 4 starts off with a surprise and a badass fight scene. Really good. Really good. So, guys, we are almost there to funding. What are we, $133 to go? And we are funded, and we reached 50 backers. And I cannot thank you enough. Now, before we go, because we've been here a while, and I appreciate all of your patience and everything. First, I want to say, Jason Meadows, working with you as your rep and as a creative team on this book has been nothing but an amazing, wonderful experience. So thank you. You're a great guy. I love your books. And I really hope they pick up traction because they deserve it. And we're going to work on that. I'm going to help as best as I can. And you do a phenomenal job that you get no credit for as a letterer. So thank you. Tell us what you got going on and tell us about Tales from Neurosville. Here, I'm going to give you the camera.
Tales from Neurosville is a superhero book. Neurosville is a city that's densely populated with superheroes and supervillains, and it's a very Astro City vibe. I don't make any qualms about that. Astro City was a big influence in this book. I'm trying to build my my universe, my characters, and everything. most of them are short arcs for now. 1 to 3 issue arcs with the characters to try and build, see who people like, see what characters click with people. I've got 6 issues out so far. I do 3 issues per campaign just to give the backers more bang for their buck. The first campaign, 3 issues were $6. Second campaign, I went with a different printer, higher quality printing. The 3 issues were $9. I think the price is going to be about the same. I'm finishing up the 3 issues for this campaign and hopefully going to launch probably within the next 90 days if all goes according to plan. But, like I said, it's Astro City in the vein of the 80s indie comics, Eclipse Eternity comics that I grew up in love with. And, Knuckle Supper Studios, KSS Comics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Give us a follow and, for updates. And Phil knows I love giving stuff away, stickers, buttons, prints, blockheads, all that kind of stuff. I do a ton of stretch goals for very, very low numbers.
Right, by the way, you just sent me the pages, and I'm just at first glance, balloon placement, everything. It looks fantastic. You're doing a phenomenal job. I can't say enough. Thank you on your letters. And yes, I'm going to tell you now, I read the first 3 Tales from Nearsville. And the funny thing is, when I was in bed with COVID and I was not doing well, I edited loosely. I just did like really more like a copy edit of his book, and it's just cleverly written. It's an intelligent man's comic, or woman's comic. It has twists, it has irony, and a little dark humor, but it's so clever. It's well written. I really enjoy it. And I'm serious. I'm not saying this because he's Jason, my friend, my letterer, an artist. I mean, a letterer I rep. I'm sincere. I would put my reputation on the line that those books are quality. And, they need to pick up traction because with the crap that's out there, Jason deserves a shot. And I'm telling you, they're good. So please go follow Jason. Go check it out, Tales from Nearsville. I'm going to have him post to my page more because he's stubborn and doesn't like help.
I suck at promotion.
But you won't take my help either, you dope. Anyway.
Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
But seriously, guys, really, it's a quality book. It's cleverly written. It's well written. It's intelligently written, and it's a good looking book too. It's not. I know some indie books, maybe the art's not up to par or whatever, but it is. The art's there, the story's there, the characters are there, the theme is there. I'm not going to get into the one with the emo side, but it's just great. It's just so good. So please give it a shot. Tales.
Like I tell people, my goal is just to entertain people. Like I'm not gonna shove life lessons or morals down your throat. I want you to be able to check out of the real world for a little while and have a laugh, have a smile, enjoy yourself. Except for the emo book.
I agree. And the
That's a little
truth is,
dark.
he needs some
That's a little dark.
positivity in his life because he's a Bills fan. I'm a Jets fan, so what am I gonna do?
They have a team this year?
Really?
Listen, I actually, to be honest with you, I don't watch football anymore. I don't watch basketball anymore, and I was a huge Knicks fan for 40 years. I don't watch any sports anymore because I'm just tired of rich athletes telling me how bad life is in this country. No offense, but I don't care what your political beliefs are. If you want to come to me and you're downtrodden and complain about something, okay, so be it. But when your ass is making millions to sit on a bench and watch a game go on, you can go fuck yourself. but I also don't have time for it anyway. I'd rather create than watch watch others live in their dream. I want to live my dream. It's my time. I'm going to be 50, and I'm not going to sit there streaming your dream. I'm going to have you streaming my dream. You just wait. So, Kenny, what have you got going on? Where can we see you coming up? And plug yourself. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
Go plug yourself, Kenny.
On Instagram, I'm at wild_inks_Ken. and wild_inks_studios with a Z. That's my studio page. Most of my art is on there. My next show is going to be Heroes Con in North Carolina. I'm really excited to do that one because that's always a great show. And you can also catch me weekly or every other week on the Legendary Art live stream. Okay, so as far as projects, I will be wrapping up the second issue of Chronicles of Sean Malaysia like before the end of this month. So that'll be releasing by the summer. And I got a few other things, on the horizon that I can't really talk about either. And I'm still doing sketch cards and taking commissions through Phil. So that's always fun.
Yeah, and look, we just recently started working together, so trust me when I tell you that was born out of a respect for his talent, his professionalism. Having hired him myself, I've known Kenny for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
I've gotten him on my jam pieces, and it's not just anybody I get on my jam pieces. Just so you know, he's on a piece that has Ian Churchill and Marat Michaels and a bunch of other big names, and he's on another one that has David Finch and a bunch of others. And just straight up, Kenny is exactly what you see. Hardworking, honest, reliable, professional, and talented. And when I wasn't his agent, I was telling everybody to hire him. And there's video to prove that. So there's no bias here. It's a genuine respect and sincerity that you should hire him. Just like I don't rep Sean Carlson, but you need to hire him. And if you need proof, go look at the covers they do for me. Go look at the shit they do, the stuff they do anywhere else. Go look at Sean Carlson's Loki that he was just doing. I mean, it takes a special talent to be able to paint as well. That's a tough medium, whether it's acrylic or gouache or whatever, or even if you're using watercolors, which isn't quite paint, but you know what I mean. So Sean has that ability as well, and there's no ego. How many people do you? All right, they're a great talent, but Jesus, I cannot work with them. Their ego is out of hand. These guys aren't like that. They're hungry too, and you gotta feed them. They're hungry. Sean's got 5 illegitimate kids to feed.
that I know of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say those
All
are
right.
rookie numbers, man. Come on.
Actually,
that I know
if
of.
anything, you gotta hire him so he gets a haircut and get rid of that crappy ass man bun.
No, you
Love
got.
Sean.
I need money for all the shampoo. It's getting down to my ass, and it ain't cheap to wash, man.
VO5 hot oil.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The upkeep, it's expensive.
I was gonna say, I think me and Ken got a solution for that.
I'm telling you,
I'm on the way to that solution.
we're more aerodynamic. We swim better.
It's slowly changing colors, but you know what? While it's all still there, I'm letting it go out and do its own thing while I still got it.
Jason uses the reflection on his head as a power, blinds you. And if he's in a sunny day, it's an intense enough heat that he can burn a hole in your head.
Did you ever see the scene from Lone Wolf and Cub where he puts a mirror on his kid's forehead and then he puts his head down and it blinds his opponent? Little turtle wax. I got the same thing going on.
So that's why when you go to the Bills games, you sit right behind the end zone.
That's right.
Look, Sean, what's going on, brother? Tell us.
So yeah, just we're working on my own stuff. Trying to take the images that appear in my head and put them down on paper as best as I can. Got my whole schedule up, convention wise. On my Instagram, that's the best way to follow me. Sean Carlson Art, just add ART on Instagram. And like I said, got the convention schedule up there, except for Heroes Con, which I just got into the other day. So going to be going to Heroes Con and also waiting to hear back on going to be traveling farther than I've ever done before. Hopefully, if I hear back from Fan Expo Dallas. So if there's anyone,
Nice.
anyone in Texas who I got a friend who just moved down there for a year for work. So gonna combine a visit and a work trip.
Very cool.
And yeah, I'll be in Texas for the first time.
Nice.
Congrats.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, you guys are just very talented, and it's a grind. But I believe that you guys are going to get there. I mean, you've already got your measures of success. Don't get me wrong, but I know that you guys feel like me, man. We're not satiated. We're not satisfied. We're not done.
Oh yeah.
We're not done.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to do this. It may be a grind, but we're going to do this. And I look forward to the journey with you guys and witnessing it before my very eyes. And I, again, want to thank you. Kenny doesn't have a cover on this specific issue, but he has one on the last issue and the next issue. So I want to thank you both for being friends, for being cool dudes, for being phenomenal professionals, and for being great talents that you make my book look great. And that's all you. So thanks to you guys.
Thank you to you. And listen, it's 100% mutual. We're watching you as well with all the same stuff, looking at the ascension and all the things that you're doing, and it's inspiring, exciting, motivating, and another ing that I can't think of, but very enjoyable. Titillating. Exactly right.
Hey, listen, I've lost the A cups, okay? I've lost a lot of weight. Don't give me that titillating.
Nauseating.
There you go. That's more
If you guys haven't seen Phil run in slow motion, you are missing out.
Dun, dun,
Hasselhoff in slow motion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun being on this journey with you, Phil, and sharing the success and just the joy. Like I said, you never made this about you. It's all of us, and it's just a fun ride.
Well, I mean, you got a lot of cats to feed. There's a black cat in the background
We got
moving around.
12
I mean, Jesus.
cats now, and that is down from 18. If anybody wants a cat, I swear to God, I'll UPS them overnight to you. It's an ex-girlfriend thing. Don't ask.
So you're the crazy cat lady. Anyway, yeah, listen, you letterers don't get credit. They really don't. But like Kenny had touched upon and Sean had touched upon, when you don't do it right, you get noticed. When you do it right, you don't get noticed. Well, guess what? You're not getting noticed because you did it right. So thank you. And the pages he just turned in look fantastic. I haven't even edited them, but the balloon placements look great. To Jason's credit, I think his strongest attribute is a twofold. He has no ego, and that lack of ego, he's willing to just improve and get better every time. And that's not in a condescending way to say that he needed improvement. It's to say that he's not content with where he's at, his station. He wants to be better. He wants to be better tomorrow than he was today. And I think that's what we should all be striving for. And Jason's one of those guys. And I wouldn't want to work with any other letterer. I don't care who they are. Jason's the guy. He's got the book as long as he wants it. And I would never knock him off the book for anything. And Ricardo's, it's his to drop. Chris Sotomayor, look, he's a Marvel DC colorist. Do I know if he's going to stay on for the long run? I don't. But he's a friend. He's a very humble guy, and he's obviously a top talent. I wouldn't change his creative team for anything. And my wife doesn't get credit for editing the books. She edits. And I get to sleep with the editor. So,
hey.
I mean, yeah, baby. So
You're definitely getting the better end of that.
Yeah, I know that. I always wonder why she's like, let's turn the lights off. I'm like, why? Kenny's eyes like, what? She's probably shaking her head laughing, going, you idiot, right now. Yeah, we still haven't had the psych eval to find out why she said yes to marry me. But anyway, smart men marry.
Don't pull on that thread, Phil. Just enjoy while you got it.
Damn right. Well, look, a black
Just-
van, no plates, and duct tape and chloroform. It works.
Just smile and nod. Smile
Yeah.
and nod. That's
But
it.
yeah, I wouldn't change this creative team for anything, and I won't. They're gonna have to get rid of me, and that's just the way it is. So, thanks to all of you for your
Thank
friendship,
you.
for your talent, and for your contributions to Tragedy and its current level of success. And thanks.
Thank you to all the backers out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
definitely.
coming. Yeah, I'm going to be thanking them in a minute.
Yeah.
You guys can stay as long as you want. I just, when I do my final
Sooner than you
closing,
think, you're only $127 away.
I know. And I'm going to, I was going to say thank you and everything. I just didn't know if you guys are tired of hearing my voice and wanted to go. So I'm
That
just
was
I'm
like an
giving
hour
you the out,
ago.
but you're welcome to stay. Well, you've got so much pussy.
Those were private conversations in texts, Phil.
You ever watch the Big Bang Theory? Bazinga! Anyway, all right, so this is how I'm going to close it. We have $2,373 of a $2,500 goal, 51 backers, and we're only 3 hours and 45 minutes in. Now, is that Billy Tucci numbers? Of course not. To me, it is. To me, it is, though, because you know what? I'm a nobody in this industry. And for you guys to come out and support me like this in the first few hours and to want this book like that, for you guys to make my dream come true, and now I don't have to shit and sweat because I know I'll fund, is a gift. For everybody that financially backs, shares a post, hits a like or a comment, because I'm going to tell you now, your most powerful weapon for anybody you support is a like and a comment in their thread, because it bumps them up in the algorithm and gets them noticed, okay? Spread the word. If you just tell friends about the book, hey, it's not my thing, but if you like Boondock Saints and Big Trouble in Little China and some other shit mixed in, you might want to check this out. One backer, or if that person tells somebody and they become a backer, it's a domino effect, it's a butterfly effect, and you have no idea what the simplest gesture that you make, how it can make a difference in my life and the artists that are getting paid to work. When you support an indie book, you're not just supporting my dream, you're supporting their abilities and their dreams to live their lives as artists, not doing 9 to 5 that sucks their soul out. You are making a difference in a whole bunch of people's lives by backing the way you do. And if you can walk away with a product that you love and you enjoy, it's a win-win, and I'm very happy and I'm grateful. I'm not going to lie. I have teared every time I see that I broke $10,000. I've teared because I can't believe that you guys would come out and support me like that. I had a very hard life. When I wasn't being beaten physically down, I was being told I'd be nothing. And I have surpassed every fucking obstacle that came my way because I will be who I am in spite of things, not because of things. And you guys have shown me more love and respect than I ever thought. And the truth is, all I want is to be respected for my accomplishments and achievements in the industry and what I do. You don't have to like me or my mouth, but if you can respect what I'm doing, that's good enough for me. But and if I was fortunate to make it big, I want to bring as many people with me as possible. I don't want to. I'm not forgetting anybody if I ever get that lucky. If I ever get that lucky, I'm not forgetting anybody that was with me on the way up. And if you're on the way up, hopefully you don't forget me. But and I'm very sincere that I'm looking at 51 backers in less than 4 hours, and almost funded, and that's all thanks to you guys. You work hard at your jobs, and you're throwing your money at my dream. So thank you, and thank you for supporting all the artists. Please support those artists. If you like the cover, support it. If you like Sean's work, if you like Jason's letters, if you like Kenny's work, reach out. They are affordable. They are humble. They are hungry. They are professional. And they are damn well talented. And they will make your book look great. Because at the end of the day, this is an aesthetic medium. They make you the money. I don't give a shit how great a writer you think you are. Nobody can read that book until that cover brings them over. Sean and Kenny will bring them over. All right. You guys are awesome. God bless you and much success. Thanks for being a part of this. And let's hope for the best, man. Let's break the last Kickstarter campaign's numbers. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So,
Yeah,
and
sounds
you guys
good.
know you can share to
Yep.
my page anytime you're promoting anything. Just share, or if you want to send it to me, and I'll just genuinely post it anytime.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
So
Phil.
congrats on a good launch.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, Phil. Congrats. It's gonna go great, man.
Gentlemen, have a good evening. Be
See you
safe.
soon. Nice meeting you
You
guys.
too, man. Yeah, nice
Good night.
meeting both of you guys. Have a
Kenny,
good night.
My regards to your better half.
Yeah. She's probably waiting for me to end the stream so we can call it a night.
Yeah. Well, I apologize to her. Have a good
No
one.
worries. She's fine.
Oh, and by the way, real quick, Written Writ tomorrow night, Rafael Tavares Jr., 11:30 p.m. I will be a guest, but you should watch the Written Writ no matter who's on that show because it's a fun show. He's a great guy, and he's got that Barry White voice. There you go. All right. Have a
Very
great
well.
night, guys.
Good night, guys.
See ya, Bill.
All right. Thanks for joining me. I know it's been a long show. Joe Tolliver, Rafael Tavares Jr., Brittany Rose, anybody who's stuck around this whole time, you're crazy, but I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Please share this out and let everybody know. If you're thinking about it, give it a shot. You've wasted money on worse. Give it a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm proud of the book, and I'm proud and grateful for the team. Please give it a try. Check it out. Kickstarter right now is live, and let's keep this ball rolling. Have a great night, everybody. And I'm going to leave you with what I always leave you with. Be legendary and have fun storming the castle.